Hazel. Happy Friday, welcome to the Friday stream, and I am very sorry that we are late today, but we're here now. The reason I was late was just because the vlog was a little long, and by little I mean like twice as long as normal. So I did start on time actually, I just, it took a little longer to record the whole thing, and then the editing, and then the rendering and uploading took almost 45 minutes, which I did not account for. It's still processing, so it may or may not be available yet. I don't think it is. Once it finishes, I should tab over real quick to do something there. But aside from that, I am ready to sit down, chat with you guys, play some World of Warcraft. So how are you guys doing? Is that Pickles? Mr. YouTube Fun, Josh, Norma. New person. I do have some pretty purple hair going on today. Something else is that today, for today's stream activity, I have no idea. Normally, at some point during a week, something comes up where I'm like, you know what? I should do that on a Friday stream. And if that moment happened this week, then I have forgotten about it because I don't know. So my plan is to kind of fuddle around for a bit, chat with you guys, and see if you guys have any bright ideas. Right now, I'm just kind of checking to see if this rare spawn that I've been farming is up. He shouldn't be yet, I don't think. I don't remember exactly when I killed him last, but it was pretty recently. The mop rares you can kill and loot multiple times per day, but that has not helped me so far with this guy. He is supposed to have a 20% drop rate, so a 1 in 5 drop rate, for this toy that I can't even use outside of Pandaria. I am only farming this so that I can raise my overall toy count towards the Toy Tycoon achievement in DFA. I've killed him 16 times. I have killed him 16 times. And he's supposed to have a 1 in 5 rate. Any day now. And I can't really complain because with a lot of the other rares in this area, I've gotten so lucky. I've just like swooped in the first time, second time, and picked up the thing. There's only one other Veil of Blossoms rare that I need. So if I go search Veil here. There's only one other one I need, which is from this guy. This is the one I'm farming right here. This one, I also killed him pretty recently. Everything else has happened. This is actually from Tanan. I don't know why it happens there. But anyways, I have some tea. I'm going to need to drink this. This is a chai tea. It's black. It should have some caffeine. I've also added some sugar. It's just all going to be necessary because I feel like I am in dire need of a nap, but we are in dire need of a good stream. First time tuning in. Want to thank you for the many videos. Thank you. Pretty hair. I appreciate that. I'm hoping, I actually had this whole section of the vlog where I was talking about it, but then I realized it was in the very beginning of the vlog, and the vlog was already like 20 minutes long. I was like, maybe I shouldn't talk about my hair for like 5 minutes when people are probably here to hear about World of Warcraft. I do let myself talk about whatever, but I try and keep it somewhat under control so you guys don't yell at me. But yeah, next time I do this, because I did do this one at home. And next time that I do it, I want to aim for a more grayish purple, like a sort of a silvery smoky color. And assuming that I do it at home, I don't really know how to mix that aside from just getting the silver, like the gray dye, like that mid-tone gray, and just mixing a bunch of that in. Because this was already diluted 50% with like a clear diluter. It would have been twice as dark if I hadn't done that, and it already looks pretty dark. So maybe this purple is just like, it's too strong. Maybe I need to find a different dye. But I've really liked this brand, so I don't know. Followers do you use for earning gold for world quests? I don't think the exact followers really matter. You want to try and get a good spread of abilities so that you can easily do most of the quests. Like, easily send out most of the missions. But as far as actually earning gold from world quests, any follower will do. The key is getting 3 items that will all give you gold on world quest completion. The best you can do is 150 gold per quest with 2 pieces of different legendary gear and then a potion of Triton. I don't have that set up in my Void Elf yet because I have had no luck with the legendary gear. However, the command center is currently under construction, and the current buff that the command center, on NA mind you, is constructing will be for the free piece of legendary equipment, so at that point we'll get to try again. Need to start a GoFundMe for Hazel's new computer. No GoFundMes! No GoFundMes! I'm not a charity. I don't deserve charity, and we do perfectly well through Patreon, where I can like actually provide stuff in exchange for money, or I try. The Patreon stuff isn't out today. It probably won't be out today because Fridays are just so crazy, but I'm planning on getting the giveaway done and the Patreon art finished and out over the weekend. I'm not going to say money's not the issue, because money's a little bit the issue, but I have the funds currently to pay for it. and I could write it off. That's not the problem. The problem is the hardware that I would be paying for to do it is, at this point, almost 2 years old. We're kind of right on the edge of having new, like a big jump, hopefully, in both graphics cards and processors in the AMD Threadripper line in the next couple of months. It's just not a good time to build a computer. We're looking at August, September. August is BFA, obviously, so probably September, maybe October. Your cat is called Kira, so is my German Shepherd. I like that about you. Good name choice. I agree. Good name choice. Hazel, how long have you been streaming? Today or like in general? Because today I've been streaming. I should do something with my hands while I talk. Today I have been streaming for like a minute. There is an exclamation point uptime command that should work. Overall, I've been streaming for most of my YouTube career, which I started in 2013. We're actually quite close to my 5-year. Or maybe we passed it. Somebody congratulated me on Twitter, and I was like, really? 5? Did that date happen? But yeah, I think we just passed 5 years of YouTube, and I've been streaming for most of it. Most of the early years of streaming were on Twitch, and nothing of really any note happened there. Have you ever tried candy corn? Random question, curious if it's good. I know what candy corn is. Never tried it, actually. I can't help you. It's a bizarre thing. It's a pretty common thing. I bet you most people could probably tell you. I have no idea. I know what it looks like. Hi, Hazel. What's on the agenda today? Right now, I'm just kind of feeling like doing some Stormheim World Quest for rep towards my Stormdrake while drinking some tea and talking at you guys. And then if we come up with a better idea, maybe we'll just do fishing. I need so much fishing. I need to do so much fishing. I've been dropping words out of my sentences today. If it hadn't been happening gradually, you would think that I'm having like some kind of a neurological event, because I keep just like missing words and getting increasingly spacey. So if I get too dumb, you guys gotta tell me. Happy Friday. Hi, Chelsea. Did you ever get tickets to BlizzCon? Not yet, no. The live stream's been running for 6 minutes. Hazel, how are you? Finally hit up a Friday stream. Welcome, Phyllis. Caught your stream. Love your channel. It's so addicting. Just saw someone with an ooze hunter pet. What is candy corn? It's pure sugar. It's gross. They're like, I mean, I describe something I've never eaten. They're triangular. They're like white on the bottom. They're like orange. It's some kind of candy. I'm not usually too terribly excited about candy. Chocolate, absolutely. If it's like a candy bar that involves chocolate and caramel, I can get on board with that. But if we're just talking like just little sugary candies, you know, like cinnamon hearts or gummy bears or, you know, what else do people eat? Jolly Ranchers? I'm not usually too excited about it. Although if I had to pick one, if we're at and it can't be chocolate related. If we're at a movie theater candy stand, do they call them? I don't know. Movie theater concession, and I have to pick a candy, and I can't be chocolate related, then I am going with Fuzzy Peaches. Not missing anything but candy corn. Never gotten an emissary mount. Don't think they exist anymore. It's been so long since I've gotten most of them. I can't complain. There's so many things to do here. I can't complain because I've gotten every one except for the Stormheim one. I have all of them done but one. But it's been so long since I've had one, and I feel like I've opened so many. I mean, I know there's definitely people that have been grinding for longer, or grinding more effectively. I have opened, I want to say it's in the 25 chest range on my other priest, and then we're up to like 2 or 3 on this one. I'd have to check the exact numbers, but we're creeping up on 30 chests open. So we're working on it. I would love to have this done before BFA, but I'm starting to think that the problem is that I know that if I don't do it before BFA, I'm probably never going to come back and do it. Now is absolutely the best time to do this because I have a feeling, I don't know this for sure, but there's a good chance that they nerf the gold income from doing this because they don't want it to continue to be a good way to make gold because they don't want you to come back here to do this every day. That's silly. So now is really the time. Now is the time for me to do this. And like I have 2 characters that are both set up. If I decided to do it in my monk, I have 3 if we're talking characters that can get a bunch of gold per world quest. Like, this is a valid way of farming gold. And I'm gonna need gold for BFA, you know. We've got a nice Brontosaurus to be saving up for. It's a valid way of farming gold. It doesn't take that long. It's just, I always, like, my day ends, and I didn't do it. Greetings from Alcatraz. Candy corn is vile. Just got a Shadow Priest 110. Got a guide on tips. I do, actually. You want to be looking for my 7.3.5 Shadow Priest guide. I unabashedly love candy corn. Have you read any of the Warcraft books? I have read a couple of them. I have read The Shattering, and I have read War Crimes. Those are the two that I have read. I haven't read anything else. And they were fine. They were fine. What is a fuzzy peach? It's a type of candy. They're small and circular with a little bit of an indent on them. They are vaguely peach flavored in a very artificial kind of candy flavor way. They have, like, sugar on the outside of them. They're not that bad. Hazel asked this for the vlog. I answered that in the vlog. I did answer that in the vlog. It's just still processing. So there's a whole section at the very end. It's the very last one. But I can, basically the short version of it is that I used to just answer all of them. Now that I can't do that anymore, I, pick ones that either people, like, I think I'm getting asked a lot so that, we can answer multiple people's questions at once. Questions that cause me to discuss something that I think is of interest to most of the people watching, or just things that I want to talk about. It's if you ask me questions about fish, you're going to get me going for a while. Do I want to do this like the wind thing? Some of these are easier to cheese than others. Like, they can all be cheesed with the use of, a flying mount. But some of them are easier to do than others. I think this might be one of the ones I'm bad at. Let's give it a try. Hello? Mr. Dude, where are you over here? That's right. Something like that. Okay. So this one, because they'll port you back if they detect you cheating. So you gotta go. There's like a specific path that you want to fall on. No, too high. Hazel, I'm not usually a tea person. I recently found one that I really like. Chamomile. Do you have any tea recommendations for similar teas? Chamomile is herbal, of course. It's kind of like one of those strong, relaxing herbal teas. So I would say try mint tea. Hot mint tea, like, it's mint, so it's the same as like toothpaste flavor, but when it's hot and it's in tea form, it doesn't really taste anything like that. It's very nice. And then another one would be, you might like ginseng tea. You might like ginseng. All right, let me see. Tips you have for pugging mythics. I'm a very casual player, want to get into running dungeons and raids. So start with pugging mythic zeros before you get into keys. That'll give you your first key, and also just very good for gearing up. Getting extra bloods of Sargeras. I honestly just look for groups in the group finder. That's really the best way to find people. The mythics are so over-geared these days that you shouldn't, and it's been a while since I've tried, but you shouldn't run into horrible issues getting into a group. I don't have anything more specific to offer you. There we go. Third time's a charm. My cat is kind of near the door. Hang on, I need to check something real quick. Hang on. Good. On a scale of 1 to 10, how late am I? Not that late. I was late. So that makes you perfectly on time. Let's go feed some whelps, shall we? I still need the Stormhigh mount, High Mountain mount, and the Lightforged mount. Just one of the Lightforged mounts? Actually, I think I'm missing one of them too. Doing Argus dailies is really good for gold. But then you gotta go out to Argus, you can't fly, and I know that's gonna be our life for a while. But still. Also, hang on just 1 second. It looks like the vlog is finished processing, so I need to real quick slot in the end screen, because otherwise I'm just a Murloc dancing for no reason. Port that one there. I definitely talked a lot this week. I think partially to make up for the fact that we didn't really make any videos this week after the toy guide, and partially because we didn't really make any videos this week after the toy guide, I had a lot of extra stuff to talk about, and there's just a lot of stuff that I hadn't covered yet. And then this button, oh, goodness, this button, Marie, the Otaku, welcome to the Squirrel Squad. Thank you very much for becoming a sponsor. I hope you enjoy the stream. Appreciate having you here. Okay, so that is done. Vlog is ready. It'll be available to watch, pretty much whenever. Let's see. Least favorite quest arc. So the thing that makes a quest not fun for me or not good for me is if it's not fun, like if it's just really frustrating to do. So I would say, you know what I don't do anymore? Is that quest line in Northern Stranglethorn where you rescue the raptor and you eventually have to go into the city and you have to, like, stealth your way through the city and avoid patrolling mobs. It's very Legend of Zelda Forbidden Fortress from the Wind Waker, and I've always hated that kind of gameplay, and it's really hard. I found it really hard. I found it very difficult to finish that quest line and get that pet. And even after you have the pet, you can still do the quest line every time that you run into it on subsequent characters. And because you're rescuing an adorable little baby raptor that has been following you around and helping you, I have a really hard time skipping it. Because, like, my little buddy just got kidnapped, and I'm gonna tell him, not sorry, I'm leaving. Goodbye, I've got better things to do. I have a really hard time with that. So it's kind of like, I don't know if any of you ever had this. I had this children's book as a kid. It was branded by, I don't remember who it was. It might have been Grover, or a Muppet or something. Maybe Grover is a Muppet, I forget. It was called The Monster at the End of This Book. And the whole premise of the book is that the main character of the book is trying to stop you from turning pages because there's a monster at the end. If you turn the page and then the monster comes out, well, congratulations, now there's a monster. You can't go back in time. You've done it. So, the book's really cute because at the end, like, he's the monster and he's like, oh, wow, I'm not that scary. Spoilers. So I kind of have that feeling whenever I'm doing that quest line because I know where in the quest line he gets kidnapped by the big, scary, mean troll dude, and I know that I'm not going to go back and get him. So I just stop doing his quests one quest before he gets kidnapped so I don't have to see him leave. Because I know for a fact I'm not going back and doing that. You guys know what I'm talking about. Just pulled fresh bread out of the oven for a fancy dinner for husband, and he's working late. Oh, no. But you have fresh bread. And, you still got the fresh bread. You can, that'll reheat up real good. And also, I am so jealous. Did you make some French bread? You make some focaccia bread? What you got going on? Your screen's starting to act up, so hopefully I can get it before RIP. Oh, dear. Great guide on the toy vid. Thank you. My tea recommendation is Theraflu. Just do the Kirin Tor missions. I do need to do this, actually. I do need to do the Kirin Tor emissary on a couple of characters. Because I still don't have the Khadgar's head toy either. Maybe the stream will just be like running around wishfully thinking that I'm going to get things that I don't already have. Because we have a Kirin Tor emissary up. We did one of them. There's another one. Is there a third in this zone that I can do? I can do them all without ever leaving Stormheim. Awesome. Okay. When you catch the stream live, what up, Hazel? What's up? Papes, how you doing? That is the one that I never do. The wind can go away. Oh, yeah. Oh, I'm behind. I don't like skipping chat, but I also need to catch up. I had that book. It was Elmo. It was Elmo. Thank you. Yes, it wasn't Grover. Wait, was it Elmo? I remember him being blue, but you must be right. I could have sworn it was blue. Finally decided I'm maining a Shadow Priest in BFA. Is it still feeling good to play so far in beta, or am I going to get a shock with the pre-patch? So, it feels good to play, especially because I ended up speccing, like, originally on beta, I had this spec that I was running that was, like, all of the passive talents, so that I didn't have to worry too much about buttons. But eventually, I realized, you know what, I keep mashing my Shadow Word Death button anyways. It feels weird to not have it. So I spec'd into Shadow Word Death. It means specking it a Twist of Fate, but Twist of Fate's been nerfed to be only a 10% bonus instead of 20. So I didn't feel too bad about that. I spec'd into Shadow Word Death, and after that, things started dying more quickly. But I do, and it's hard to tell because I don't have a whole lot of points of reference on how fast everybody else was doing it, but it did feel like I was killing things and questing a little bit slow. Really hard to say. I never remember where the dude is to start this. I know he's, like, up somewhere really awkward. Alright, so we're going to follow the bubbles backwards. I don't know. Well, we started the quest, so that's the important thing. And we're heading out here. Grover is my boy. Mine was Grover. I love that book. It was Grover. I knew at least it was blue. It was somebody blue. And then I was trying to think, is there a blue Elmo? Is there an alternate universe blue Elmo? I made Vikasha earlier this week and the kids ate it all. It is memorialized on Instagram. Oh, Kitty, do you want to come up here? Kitty, where are you at? You want to come up? You gotta come up from this side. She's just sitting behind my chair. I'm getting a new cat. I wonder how you taught her to use her litter box. Did they just go naturally to it? Yeah. Wow, I'm stuck. We never had any issues with her having any accidents outside the litter box. Like, we got her as a kitten, brought her home. The thing that the internet told us to do, which we did, was show her where it is. Like, we put her in it. And then she like scratched around in a bit, didn't do anything left. But then when she needed to go, she went back to it later. So just show the cat where it is, and then that's about it. I would also say make sure it is in a place where you can sweep. We keep ours in the bathroom, and I just keep a broom because, you know, litter gets tracked out and I don't like stepping on it, so I sweep it up once a day. And then gross product recommendation, but I really like the litter that we use. I couldn't tell you the exact brand, but I do know that it is super safe, it is flushable, and that's nice because you have it in the bathroom, so you just scoop into the toilet, flush, and then, you know, it's all better. They're pretty instinctual, can take a few litters to find what they like. Kieran Tour has been popping up way more than it was. I have noticed that, actually. Ravicon PogChamp. Hey Hazel, hello. Had this old account I've been using since Kata. I spent so much money on, I decided to start a brand new, fresh account leading up to BFA to get that old feeling back. That is bold. Like, if you had a bunch of actual money, I can't imagine starting over my WoW account. I know exactly the feeling that you're chasing because I used to do that constantly with Pokemon. Like, whenever I picked up Pokemon to play, if it had been more than a week since I had played last, I would start a fresh game. Like, I was constantly chasing that fresh Pokemon save new feeling. Like, in any Pokemon game that I ever played, my favorite part was starting the game, getting through the intro stuff, and planning out what I wanted my team to be, and like figuring out where I was going to find them, and like picking my dudes. That was always the best part. So I get what you're going for. It takes some bravery. It takes some courage to do that in WoW, though. I've been eating so healthy lately. Should I break and give in to craft dinner? I think so. I think the important thing, if you're ever going, like, if you're having a treat or a snack or an indulgence, is just don't have a whole lot of it. You know, you can have almost anything as long as you're having it in moderation. So, and I'm giving advice that I don't follow here, but with something like that, you're gonna feel way better if you have some. Just don't have, like, you know, more than is good for you. Let's see. The craft dinner is quite bomb. Got all Warlord's world boss mounts except Poundfist and the Big Bird. Very happy with Void talent. Congrats, Big Fire. Tips for waiting for BFA. What should I be doing? Well, you don't have to do anything, you know. If you don't want to play, you don't actually have to play. Some people will, like, de-burnout, you know. They'll regrow over their burned out flesh. That's not right. They'll recharge, basically. They'll take some time off, and in doing so, they'll recharge their WoW meter by just, like, playing other games and hanging out before the expansion. So that's definitely a valid option that I know a lot of people are doing. If you want to continue playing WoW and do the thing that I'm doing, basically figure out, you know, some goals. You don't have to do anything, and most things aren't going away. So I would start by looking up a couple of guides, and I have one of them, and so do many other people, detailing the things that will be no longer available. Things like Mage Tower, things like Field Medic. Look at those things that won't be around anymore. Decide if you want any of them, and if you do want some of them, start from there. Once you're done with that, nothing is urgent anymore. Everything can be gone back to. So it's just a matter of, like, figuring out, you know, hey, maybe I decide that I really want to get that new toy collecting meta in BFA. I'm going to go collect a bunch of toys. And that's what I've been doing. I've been farming old toys in Warlords and Pandaria. You could decide that you want to work on your pet collection, or your mount collection, or your toy collection, or your tabard collection, or your transmog collection, or your achievement collection. You could decide that you want to push a key really high. You could decide that you want to... there's all sorts of things that you can do. Just outside of stuff that's going to be removed, though, there's no real pressure, so you can just kind of choose what you want. I am going to skip the Murky's egg thing. Is this one of the ones I can cheese by just, like, talking to the egg and then untalking to the egg? Because as long as I don't have to do the thing as the Murloc, it's not that bad. Leveling your fishing artifact, that is another one. Tips for starting pet battles in WoW. I've collected a few, never actually done a pet battle. So right now, I would, if I were you, go to Dalaran, Legion Dalaran, if you are max level. Get a Boon of the Zookeeper from Dramus, who is in the pet shop of Dalaran. As soon as you go in from the Flight Master, you want to take a right. There's the pet shop. Put that on your shoulder, and as you do stuff in Legion with that on, you're going to get piles of pet goodies. And those are important because those will contain pet charms, and that's really the only way you can get pet charms without leveling up pets in Legion currently. Get 45 of those together, and you will be able to instant level one of your pets, which is going to make the rest of your life way easier. It's going to instantly unlock all of your battle pet slots. It is going to give you the ability to purchase max level pets and then learn them. It's basically going to skip a huge and somewhat unfun part of the pet battling experience. So, first mission is to get 45 pet charms through the Boon of the Zookeeper. That is going to take you a little bit of time. There is an internal cooldown of about an hour on that. You won't see them drop more than about once every hour. So a good thing to do is to log in with that on. Kill a bunch of stuff until one drops. And if you kill a bunch of... It can happen pretty quickly. And then log off, and come back like after an hour, hour and a half, or, whenever you're around, and do that again. So once you've got your 45 charms, then you can get your stone from the pet shop in Dalaran, and then you are off on your way. That's where I would start. Hazel, I have a cat, but he loses so much fur. Any tips? If that's normal for him, and he's always been like that, and he seems otherwise healthy, and the vet's not worried about it, then my best tip is to get a really good vacuum. Get a good brush that your cat likes, get a good vacuum, and I'm sorry that is your life. Like my cat sheds a fair bit, but my dog sheds so much that the cat fur seems like nothing in comparison. My dog sheds like a husky, except he's little, but it still seems like a lot. So yeah, as long as the cat's in good health, I wouldn't worry about it too much. Cynthia, welcome to the Squirrel Squad. Thank you very much for becoming a sponsor. I hope that you enjoy the stream and the emotes if you so choose to use them, and I'm glad to have you here. Appreciate the support. I need to, at some point, and I say this when I have no plans of doing it at any time in the near future, I need to get new icons uploaded, like the icon that goes right beside the sponsor. I can get versions of those that upgrade over time, so people that have been a sponsor for like 3 months, 6 months, 12 months, that kind of thing, I can upgrade their nut icon. I just need to recolor the nut. All right. Oh man, I've missed. I need to talk more quickly. Thank you for the artifact fishing pole vid. Love that item. Milk duds, yummy. 4 boxes of Kraft mac and cheese. Thought I was the only one that did that with Pokemon. No, that was my life. Good afternoon. I've had a second account, so you're playing with Legion without flying. It's strangely satisfying to do this part again. I did not share that feeling on my EU account. I've had a really hard time finding time to play my EU account. It is something that I want to do. I just have no idea when I'm supposed to do it between like US and then live and making videos and, doing stuff to my fish tank. I am really surprised, and maybe I've just missed it because I'm getting behind in chat, but I'm really surprised that none of you have criticized my disaster of an aquarium right now. Fletta's tank, this over here, it's awful. It's because I took the decoration, like the wood and the bridge out because he's still having fin damage, so we're just really rubber rooming his aquarium. So I cut all of the plants off of the things that they were attached to. I still need to go in with some scissors and trim any bits that have glue on them, just because I think the dried glue might be kind of sharp. I don't know. He's cutting his fins somewhere. I don't know where, but he's damaging them somewhere. So we're gonna redo the gravel, make that sand. The plants are just going to free float for a while until I get some smooth rocks to attach them to. They're probably not going to attach super well to smooth rocks, but we're just going to have to make it work. And until then, they're just going to free float around the aquarium. There's nothing wrong with them floating. The plants are happy, the fish is happy. It just looks like a disaster. Okay, alright, catching up. Praying the power doesn't go out again. Her hair is so pink. May have missed it with the stream freeze. Favorite professions and crafted items. My favorite professions these days are the ones that make me gold, which would be enchanting and herbalism. Crafted items? I haven't really crafted a lot of stuff in the last bunch of time. Usually just if there's ever a pet, I will get my hands on that somehow. I did enjoy the crafted item projects, like back in, Cataclysm when I was farming up the recipe for and crafting the sandstone drake. That was really cool, but I haven't really been into a lot of crafting, aside from crafting stuff to sell. I missed your purple hair. I was disheartened when they wouldn't switch my EU account over to NA. You getting the basics down. You made a mage, which let you get a Death Knight and Demon Hunter. I've been playing a mage on my, on the RP realm that I've been farming, using to farm toys. And I forgot, because my mage on this realm is just my bank call. She never really goes anywhere. I forgot how darn handy it is to just port anywhere. It's so nice. It's almost unfair. I'm kind of jealous. Like, over on this character, I'm like managing my Hearthstone cooldown. I'm going to my garrison and going back through Ashran portals. I've got like my Stormwind cloak, and I'm like running from Stormwind portal to Stormwind portal, and mages can just go. They can just pick up and go, and they have 3 damage specs, and I'm a Shadow Priest. I'm going to continue to be a Shadow Priest, but every now and then I get some bad class envy and stuff. It's always quality of life stuff. It's always like either that pet looks really cool, or that guy can turn into a wolf, or, you know, whatever. It's very easy to forget about the cool stuff that your class has when you're looking at somebody else naked port places. Oh, man. Hazel. Hey, Parker, what's up? Let's see. Skipping ahead. Is the cat stressing about my fish? Absolutely not. The cat isn't in line of view of the fish tank. There's no real good place for her to sit and watch it, and she doesn't really care about it anyway. She doesn't seem to have really noticed anything's going on there. She'll come see me if I'm sitting in front of the fish tank, but she's still not in the line of sight of him. Gonna do green, blue, purple, gold nuts with a colored border. I haven't really decided yet. Gold's like a gold nut seems like a good thing for the highest level of length of streak, which I think is a year. I think that might be the highest one they recognize. I need to double check it, but I haven't decided about like the incremental ones. Cat cam better than fish cam? Oh, absolutely. The issue is just getting the cat to sleep somewhere within camera radius, which she has not been doing lately. I promise you, if she's fallen asleep in here, I'm putting the camera on here, or I'm getting the second camera out. I'm well aware that the fish is not as fun to watch as the cat, especially when he's just like, what's he doing? See, where he likes to hide in there. He's made himself like kind of a cave out of like the fern, or not the fern, the moss. It's pretty cute. All right, we're doing barrels, and I can do this while chatting because I have the add-on that is more or less cheating. Although I do need to pay attention for this particular one. So, barrel on the right. This one, 100%, guaranteed. I can do the first one, and then after that, I just give up. That is what that add-on is for. It's like your fish is in a new zone today. We're going to continue upgrading it. I'm hoping to, I want to go to the fish store this weekend because I want to go to the fish store all the time. I would live there if I could. But pick up some sand for that tank and also some shrimp for the snail tank because it is finally safe to add some, or it should be. I've never kept them before, so we'll find out. But should be able to put some shrimpos in there and have them hang out. There we go. What add-on is on your map? I don't think I have an, I don't know. I don't know what's on my map. I don't know if I have one. I probably do, otherwise you wouldn't be asking. Okay, so there we go. That's 3 Kieran Tor quests done. This guy wants Laystone ore. I don't have any to give you, so that's unfortunate. We can remove some Raven nests, though. Am I even close to a rep box? Not really. This is just kind of a good thing to do. I keep making blood health. They're too attractive. Let's see. Gold nuts. Oh man. Can level 110 see the Void Talon portals in Warlords, or is that still a thing? I think it's still a thing. I don't see a reason why you wouldn't be able to do it at 110, but I have not gone and done it yet. Loving the look today, Hazel. Thank you. I miss old aspect of the cheetah. Have you played your Hunter in the BFA beta yet? If so, do you know if Hunters get to keep Hattie after cleansing Sargeras' sword? So, I have actually played a bit of Hunter because the character that I've been checking out Horde stuff on is a Hunter. I don't know really much of anything about the process of losing your artifact weapon because you just kind of create a template, they don't have one, and you're just, you know, you don't have it. So, I can't tell you how exactly they take him away or whatnot, but I will say that there's one pet following around my BM Hunter. It's just one. It's like they gave me a cat or something. Nothing too special, and I'm pretty sure Hattie's just going to go home. I don't know exactly how they're going to do it story-wise, but yeah, I don't think you get to keep him. And here. The class is always greener on the other side. Good number of ultimate battle stones to stockpile for BFA. I've got 45-ish now. So, I'll have to take a look, and I wonder, I might actually try once I feel like it's likely that they finished adding pets to the beta. I don't know when that is, but take a guess and like sort of separate out the new pets in terms of wild pets and non-wild pets, because obviously a wild pet isn't going to need an ultimate battle training stone because you're going to catch them at level like 21, 22. It's much easier to just finish leveling them with the smaller stones or, you know, whatever. But something that's learned at level 1, you'll need one for. So my estimate is that if you want to be day 1 caught up, then I would aim for like, say half, 60. I don't really know. It's really hard to say. I think I'm with you. I have around 45-ish. Maybe I have 60. I don't really remember. They're all in my bank. Mage, gotta love ports. I was just thinking of having the nut colors match WoW rarity colors, since that's obviously what's happening here. That is a good point. And also, golden is still legendary, so I can still have golden be the top tier, which was really the important thing. Let's do the Deathbringer quest. Do you have the Argus mount from dogs? I have some Argus mounts. Argus. Those are pets. Argus. So I have, what are you talking about from dogs? I'm missing some. So I don't have the Glory of the Argus Raider. I don't have this one. Is that the one? I don't have it. And then I'm missing the Kravos mount, and then that's not happening. So I don't have a Biletooth Gnasher yet. I do have the... This isn't all of them. There's another one of these dudes. There's another one of... the Acid Belcher. Oh, no, I don't have that either. I could have sworn I had one of those dudes. What's the other one? What's the other one called? I'm blanking right now. I have no idea. I have at least one of these dudes with the axes on his heads. Gold butts, I mean nuts. Do you know the estimated time pre-patch launch? I can estimate for you, but I don't know anything official. I could say it's probably going to be a month before the expansion goes live. So if the expansion is mid-August, then we would be looking at mid-July. So a month and a half here, 6 weeks. Or probably about 6 weeks. No, wait, that's not right. That's not right math. Wait, is that right math? BFA's coming at mid-August. A month before mid-August is mid-July. We're currently in June. So it would be 6 weeks. Wow, I need to work harder. Yeah, we're probably about 6 weeks away. Hard to say. Rough guess. Ish, though. Approximately. Because of the hazelnut theme, what's your opinion on Nutella? I think Nutella is delicious, but you have to look at it like a dessert thing. There is no universe in which it's especially good for you because it contains mountains and mountains of sugar. And I don't really keep it around my house because it would kill my husband if he ate any of it. Love that add-on. I just follow it with my mouse. Why don't we ever see your husband? You hiding him? I feel like I've talked about this in one of the vlogs. Hang on. I'm trying to read. I'm having a moment here. Could you make a video about your favorite battle pet groups of the same family types? My favorite is mechanical. For what, though? Just, like, my favorite pets? Because the thing with pets is that usually the best ones are going to be the best ones for a situation. Like, these are the best pets for family fighter, or for family familiar, or for family brawler. Just having, like, my favorites, there's a lot of different ways you can judge a favorite by, and if I say, these are my favorite 3 mechanical pets, people might assume that those are the best mechanical pets, and then be like, wow, but I can't do this achievement with them. It's like, well, I just like those because they're shiny, you know? It's a bit of an odd video to make for that reason. Finally, awake when you're on, just done Cuticlism. Are there any special pets in that list? Cuticlism. What? This is the mount journal. Cuticlism. Am I? Oh, no, you know what? I have my quantity filtering on right now. Man, there's no good way to do this, is there? Off the top of my head, I can't think of any that I've especially used, but that might just be because the achievement came out so relatively recently that I had already kind of done my pet guides at that point, so I didn't really need them for anything. Hero says hi, okay, bye. Bye! Could Buffy the Vampire Slayer beat up Wonder Woman? I'm really not well versed in either of those two things, but I'm gonna say no. I feel like those are completely different power skills. WoW videos are super helpful. Thanks for all the content. Thanks for watching them. Hero says hi. How many accounts do you have? Or are these just like Hero's friends? I'm confused. I made it to his live stream of Mrs. Purple, loving your work. Been watching VoDs to get by during the days as I mostly work at night. Well, thanks for stopping by the stream. I hope you enjoy. What are we doing? We need one more over here, and then we can turn it. Maybe we'll get the Khadgar head. That would be really exciting. I'm kind of feeling like I need to do some fishing, but I can't pick what fishing to do because I need to do the Underlight Angler on my Void Elf because I'm going to need one. I need to do... I wasn't going to do the Fisher Friends, and I wasn't going to do the, finish Conjurer Margos, because from Margos, I am actually missing... I'm missing the Squeaky Duck. I did the Murloc head. I was like, I don't need a Squeaky Duck. I'm moving on with my life. But now I'm trying to collect all these toys, and it turns out I do, in fact, need a Squeaky Duck. So I need to do Margos. I need to do Fisher Friend. I need to do, for like Margos and Fisher Friends for toys, the Underlight Angler for the Underlight Angler, and then I also need to do some fishing on, some fishing I say, so it's just going to be like, I shall fish for an hour and then get it. I need to do the pond nettle grind, which is fishing in Argus. And hoping that you get lucky, and it's probably more fishing than I'm going to be able to fit on one or even several streams, but that's just kind of how the cookie crumbles. I like that you're interacting with viewer chat. Good stream, man. If you guys didn't show up, I would have to. This would be a much less interesting stream. I feel like you guys are the actual content of this stream, and I just get to be here and chat and hang out. I love watching your videos. Your helpful attitude, understanding mind is the best. Thanks for being you. Thanks for watching, actually. You need a Squeaky Duck. Need a Squeaky Duck, you're right. Maybe we should start with that, because that's something that I could actually probably do on stream. And those are, like, the Fisher Friends and the Margos specifically, I guess all of them, like, all of the Legion fishing stuff is really, it's not doable later, it's just going to be a lot easier and more profitable to do in Legion, because right now people are still buying the fish. The prices have actually tanked on the fish, but they're still buying them. You know, in BFA, for the most part, those are probably going to be a vendor item. And as far as the Fisher Friends and the Margos thing goes, it may be harder to find an active group fishing for those things, and those things are much faster to grind out when you are in a group of other people doing the same thing, so you can chain together the drop rate buff. So yeah, maybe after I do this quest, we'll do this. And then we'll turn in the Kirin Emissary and cross our fingers for a Khadgar, because that is another thing where I have tried a lot. I have been open Kirin Emissaries all expansion, and I have not seen the Khadgar head thing yet. And then maybe we hop on the other priest and we try for a Khadgar. Maybe we just keep trying for Khadgars, and then when we finally run out of wanting to do that anymore because we're not getting it's not happening, then at that point we can do some Margos fishing. So GG, I was the fish. It's so easy to get hooked on fishing. I do it just for the halibut, like in real life. I haven't been fishing IRL in a long time. I used to really enjoy it as a kid. There was a lake we would go to, and it had a lot of spotted perch, which were invasive. Not good eating. Kind of not good touching. Very spiky. You know, mess up your skin when you grab them. But they were really easy to catch, and they were fun to catch. And because they were invasive, it was a public service to take them out of the lake. You didn't need a permit for it. You could just, you know, fish as many of them as you want because they're invasive. So, and they were super easy to catch with worms. So we would just go, I went out there with a friend, and we would just fish for hours and, like, race each other or, like, compete to see who could catch more of these things. And then I pretended that we were going to eat them because I didn't realize exactly how gross they were. And, like, froze a bunch of them, and then they lived in my freezer, like 100 of these fish for, like, 3 years until my mom threw them out. Do Fisher Friends first, pond nettle after? Yeah, I think that's probably fair. I don't even really want the pond nettle because they've made this weird situation where you don't need water mounts because if you have an Underlight Angler, that's just straight up 100% plain better. It's just better. They really need to, I think, buff the, like, if they're going to keep the Underlight Angler, which I do think they should, I think that they need to buff the swim speed of the water mount so that people need to ride them. Like, what is up with getting on a water mount and having it not be as fast as the fishing rod? It's just silly. So, yeah. I don't really need a pond nettle because I already have water mounts. They're not faster anyways. It would just be for mount count, and I already kind of have the, meta achievement that I was looking for. I love your videos. You're my go-to for pet battle videos. Thanks, Madeline. More beneficial for you as a streamer to have stream sponsors or Patreon support. I don't know the ins and outs. Would like to give in the best way to support. It's very thoughtful of you. I think that I get, I mean, I think it's very similar. I think that the cut that the service takes is pretty close to either end, like within $1. So it's really not a thing to worry about. I would always say choose the one that has the benefits that you prefer. However, I do see, like, it's more apparent to me on Patreon. Like, the number is more visible. And I think that makes it feel like I'm working harder. I don't really know, but, like, I know that on YouTube, I definitely do get the money, but it gets rolled along in with my AdSense, which was fluctuating anyways, so it is getting to me. It's just not very clear. It's not super clear. All right, so Valahar Insignia, Kirin Tor Chest. Are you going to give me the Khadgar's head? No, you're not. Okay. Well, at least there were 3 of them that were kind of like in the same zone. Oh, pet goodies. There we go. So are we? Yeah, we're like almost halfway. So I can hop on my priest, other priest, and do those. We're just gonna do those 3 Kieran Tor quests and then come back real quick. Is this thing on? What's up, David? What is your opinion on the whole Bless Online scandal? Is it a scandal now? Oh no, I did hear about that. My husband's been talking about it. I was never really gonna play because I'm not. I usually sit out the new MMO releases. I always say that I'll look at it if you guys are still playing in 6 months, and they never are. Bless Online didn't look particularly good to me to begin with. I was kind of missing the appeal. But again, it's not really for me. I'm not really in the market for an MMO. As far as like having content that's ready to go and available in other regions of the game and pulling it for a later patch, that's kind of iffy. Like, I'm not really against a developer having content ready to go for a future patch and sitting on it. That's much like me, you know, if I had a good weekend, I made 4 videos and I decided to put 1 out and then save 3 so that I can continue putting things out next week while I am then working on the following week's videos. That is an alternate timeline version of Hazel that I would very much like to be, and that's just a good idea. You know, having something and not putting it out isn't bad. The problem is when you've already given it to some other people, and you just won't give it to the main people for no real good reason. That's where things get a little bit iffy. Hi, Hazel from New Zealand. Hello. Other people could come fish with you on stream. Okay, let me catch up a little bit. The fish price has tanked. It has. The plan today, I am kind of just like fiddling around doing odds and ends. Right now, I'm heading to Stormheim to do the 3 Kieran Tor world quests that are out there, because they're pretty easy ones to just do, and do the Kieran Tor Emissary to try for... Excuse me. To try for the Khadgar, like the item that drops from the Kieran Tor chest that starts the quest line that gets you the Khadgar's head non-combat pet that I still don't have. It's basically what's happening right now. Once I get bored of that, my plan is to probably do some Conjurer Margos fishing or some Fisher Friends. One of those two. I'm gonna get a flight point over here and top off my tea because my teacup is almost empty. Hang on, I will give you a bigger fish cam while I'm gone. Doop. Yeah, okay, so I have, I'm back. I have the wireless headphones, right? Like, these are actually connected. They're not just a prop. And the sponsor sounds spooked me while I was stirring my tea. Nathan, thank you very much for becoming a sponsor. Welcome to the Squirrel Squad. I hope that you enjoy the stream. I hope that you or anybody makes use of the emotes. Oh, man. I spilled my tea and I wiped it up, but I didn't dry my hands, so it's a good thing that I have an extra tea towel on my desk. I don't want to watch cat food. Cat food, excuse me. He is an apex predator. He would destroy you all if he was just a little bit bigger. Okay, I don't know what kind it is. I got one just like it at my office. It was given to me for my birthday. You found Anax? Hazelnut to get an artifact appearance. Can I transmog the weapon to it after the expansion ends? That's the current thinking, yes. That is the plan. As long as you have it, you should be able to, or you will be able to transmog to it after. We haven't done a whole lot of testing on that just because nobody really has artifacts in beta. But as soon as character copy goes in, which is hopefully quite soon, then we'll be able to do that. I'm really personally hoping strongly for not just character copy, but account data copy, because I'm at a point now where I can do pet battle world quests. I've seen a couple of them, but I'm fighting them with like level 3 pets. And they do scale down. You can do the fights, but it's not my dream. So right now what I'm doing is I'm actually trying to demonstrate a good way to get pet charms to drop. This is one pretty good spot. There is a better one that is off the western coast of Asuna that basically just has like a bunch of birds. Just like a big bunch of birds. And you kill them all at once, and the idea is that the internal cooldown of the drop rate does not trigger until you loot. So if you can kill enough things in one go, you can actually get multiple bags to drop in just one session. You kill them all and then you don't loot them, although I didn't get any that time. So we're going to do Barrels of Fun, which is just over here. Just watch your Fresh 110 video. It was really helpful. Thanks. Congrats on your Fresh 110. Assuming that you have one and that you're not just watching it for fun. What kind of filter is in the tank? Bettas don't like moving water. Slow filter like a sponge filter or a flow control valve. So right now we're running just off of the sponge filter. He used to have the one that was built into the tank. You can still see the intake on the left-hand side there. That has now been completely turned off. For a long time I had it like a piece of foam in the intake and a piece of foam behind the intake just to slow it down. It was not going very quickly at all. It wasn't moving anything in the tank, really. It was like moving the water, but just barely. But I have even turned that off now because I don't need it. It's just a betta in there and one Narite snail. It's a 5-gallon tank. And the sponge filter, which is in the back left, is taking care of things just fine. His ammonia and nitrites are still 0, so I'm kind of like on board the sponge filter train. I'm using one in my snail tank too. I actually really like them. I know some people think that they're ugly because they take a bunch of room in your tank and that kind of sucks. But they're just so cheap and they work so well. And they're just so easy to maintain. I'm all about that life. Okay. I think I'm going to be crazy. Go for the other light angler on my alt. I'm going to miss my artifact weapon. Am I going to miss my artifact weapon? If you'd asked me a year ago, I would have been like, absolutely. My knife wife is my favorite. You know, we have good talks. And I'll miss the things that she says to me. But I think, you know, me and my knife wife have been together for so long that I kind of don't listen when she talks anymore. Sometimes she starts going, "Did you enjoy that?" And I'm just kind of like tuning her out, you know, going about my life. It's not great. It's not really what you want in a knife relationship. I wasn't looking. Was it the blue one? No, it was not. It was not the blue one. Whoopsie daisy do. When you mess up on this while using the add-on, that's how you know you've really fallen. Friend, good friend, best friend, woe is me, I thought I was done. Yeah, it's kind of funny how they have those names just because you're like, man, we're really close now, you know? We're total bros. We could hang out any night of the week, but I still won't give you that thing because we're not quite done yet. Once the mage tower appearances are unlocked in one character, are they permanent or would I have to run the tower again? My understanding is that once you have it, it is permanent for that class, but not until BFA when we're able to transmog them. I am banking on that by not running it again on my new Void Elf Shadow Priest because I already have it on this Shadow Priest, so I am risking that. But there is a chance that I'm wrong and that my Void Elf won't be able to use that appearance. I don't really use that appearance anyways, though. Yeah, so right now you cannot. Right now, if you unlock it, you can't transmog to it. The thinking is that once BFA hits and the appearances become transmoggable, that you will. But I don't have actual proof of that, so take that with a grain of salt. My computer broke. Now I can't play WoW until after BFA drops. Oh no. West of Loathings? I have never heard of that one. Hazel, do you have the Void Talon mount yet? No. And I don't really have any, like, honest. Okay, I'm gonna be real with you. I don't know how to get it. I know it has something to do with a rare spawn, something or other in Shadowmoon Valley. I don't really know beyond that. I don't comprehensively know exactly how it works, which is why I'm not really committing to doing it. I try to avoid things I don't understand. I do have, the reason why I'm kind of like thinking I might is that I do now have that character that, so we're heading to, which one am I doing? The wind thing. Somebody's car alarm's going off. I have that new mage character on an RP realm that I've been using to great effect to camp rare mobs that drop toys, and I've also killed a couple of Zandalari Warbringers. No Warbringer mounts just yet, although I don't have any of those, but hopefully soon. So that is, like, when I'm kind of trying to think ahead as to where I'm going to camp her and what I'm going to farm after I'm finished up with the toys, and that is one of the things that I think I could plant her on. I think that might be a good thing. I miss the creepy stuff she says, or when she laughs when something dies. Yeah. I don't really play with voices on, so that's one thing that I'm kind of, that I'm not really getting much of. Alright, so you wanna just like, oh no, too far. I'm getting really distracted. It's not super loud, so you guys probably can't hear it. It's not a super high-pitched car alarm, that's the weird thing. It kind of sounds like a beep beep, like a cartoon school bus beep beep, but it's definitely somebody's car alarm. Running Old Hillsbrad for a Transmog, that place is so annoying. I was actually so grateful when I went in there this last week for the, I went in there because there was a toy in there. Like, old Don Carlos can give you the hat. And he gave it to me on the first try, and I was so excited because that was one that I was not looking forward to having to stick around and farm. So when he spit that out on my very first try, I was really, really pleased. Alright, don't bother running twice. That's the dream. I finally got Fisher Friends done last night. Love the green tint. Nice. Which one? I guess they were all probably about an equal amount of difficulty, I imagine. Working on bigger fish to fry. Asuna's takes forever. The only one I need. I am also stuck, actually. I'm also stuck on Asuna. On my Void Elf. Like, there's one more that just won't drop for me. And I'm too stubborn to go get Arcane Lures. So... that actually, running those 3 quests was actually really fast, so I'm kind of feeling like I can deal... Ugh. I'm usually pretty chill about not getting things that I want, but that, like, just because it's just such a weird thing that I'm not going to really come back and do. Like, if you're not familiar, this is what we're looking for, if I can find it here. It's Khadgar's head. It's called... why can't I find it? Oh, the Wondrous Wisdom Ball, that's why. This is what I'm looking for. It's not a combat pet. You can't battle with it. It just follows you around and stares at you. I don't have it. Oh, it won't drop for me. You know what? We are going to do some fishing. So, I could do this on my... does it matter, actually? Oh, no, it does matter, because I am already best friend of this character, so I do need to do it on this one. Because I don't have the rep of my other priest yet. So Margos is my best friend. So there is no reason why I shouldn't do it here. Throw my existing angler on. Find a nice Margos fishing group. And Ancient Mana. I've been meaning to download that Altaholic add-on that helps me find where my stuff is. Because I don't know if I have any extra Ancient Mana on me. Or whatever it's called. Not Ancient Mana. The Drowned Mana. Drowned Bubbles. Bubble Trouble. This stuff. I don't know if I have any. So, but I know I'm going to need... oh, oops. That's not what you want to click on. I need 100 of them, right? Let's, it's called Drowned Mana, right? Like, that seems right. I don't have any in my bags, but do I have any in my bank? Did I get part of the way through it? It's not a count. It wouldn't be. I don't want this... okay, I am 0 Drowned Mana. Clearly, I got exactly as I needed to buy the last thing I was looking for, and then I did not go any further. Alright. Legend is the easiest to do world quests. Get tokens on all your alts, mail them to a main. When you apply Artifact Transmog, you will hear the voices of your weapon. That is the way it's functioning on beta right now, but we don't know if it's going to stay like that. Is playing solo worth it, or does being in a guild make it possible to do most of the content? I think that playing solo is worth it because that's how I've been for approximately half of my WoW life. And also because that's the way I play. Like, the only thing I do with my guild, really, is raids. And the occasional Mythic Plus group when, the very occasional Mythic Plus group when they're all doing them. But aside from that, I can pug Mythic Plus. And everything else I do is on my own. And I know some people find WoW really boring alone. WoW is definitely, like, the best WoW moments are usually with friends, but I get more than enough satisfaction just playing all by myself. So I do think it's worth playing alone. But, you know, as you play alone, you might find that perfect guild, and then you have the best of both worlds. Find a group. Margos. I'm really enjoying this tea. Alright, thank heavens there is an existing group. And we're all going here. So I'm going to turn on sound. I apologize if you are also fishing and this drives you bonkers. I am going to need to use this to know when my fishing has happened, because otherwise I'm just gonna talk to you guys and never actually realize fish. So I'm wearing my fishing rod, not that it really matters. I have my fishing button. I'm gonna throw that on my 3 key, which is actually just on my mouse. It's right under my thumb, which is nice. I'm gonna find myself a nice spot. I'm gonna use my worms because those are my favorite of the bobbers. I guess I don't need to be maybe it's better if I don't use the rod, because I don't really need the rod for anything, and this way I can help with more damage when the thing actually spawns. So, zoom in a little bit, mouse over that, and then I can talk to you guys while that's happening. I barely even need to look at it. We're good. Okay, so yeah, we need 100, right? I guess I should double check how many I need, so that I don't just go forever. You guys would tell me, but still. So, don't teleport me back. Do not teleport me back. So yeah, we're gonna need 100 for the Squeaky Duck. I have everything else. I have the mount, I have the pet, I have the Murloc thing, I have the other pet. I just don't have the, Squeaky Ducks. We're looking for 100 of these. Wish my bank was that empty. I do, pretty much once an expansion, sometimes once a major patch, go through and ruthlessly get rid of stuff. I only really hang on to something if I think there's a possibility of it being made account-wide in the future, like an item that I think is going to be a toy, or just something cosmetic. But so many things are now, you know, you learn them and they're just in your journal. Like, I used to keep a lot of holiday cosmetic items in there, but now that they're transmogable, you don't need to. Once you've learned the appearance, you're pretty much all set. So, I've been able to do a lot of bank clearing that way. And I don't really keep stuff for sentimental reasons, because honestly, I'm not going to remember what was so sentimental, so sentimental about it. Never understood playing an MMO to solo stuff. It's your money, play how you like. So finally, oh, gosh, darn. Finally so happy to catch you live. It's quite late in France. I hope you get some good sleep tonight. Although it is, you know, it's a weekend. I also hope you guys have a bomb weekend. Do you have all of the fishing toys? I don't actually. I'm missing the Squeaky Duck, which is why we're here. I am also missing pretty much all of the Fisher Friend toys. I only did Fisher Friends long enough to get the shark pet, and that was it. Because I didn't used to collect toys. I didn't really feel like I needed to until once upon a time they added a meta achievement in BFA that rewards a pet. It's amazing. Fishing Buddy. I had Fishing Buddy in the past, and I don't have it now. I couldn't really tell you why I got rid of it, except that sometimes I just kind of go through my add-ons and get rid of ones that I have not used in a while. That's really the only reason I could think of that I would have gotten rid of it. Let's get this guy. Oh, wow. We were just punched right through him. I remember last time I did this, that would actually slow us down quite a bit, because it would slow us down quite a bit because he had a lot of health, and yeah, we'd have to, like, stop and attack him. What's the fishing add-on? Fishing Buddy. The thing that I remember it doing, and I'm sure it does more than this, but, like, it can have a function that, like, puts on your fishing gear for you, if you have, like, the hat or whatever. It had a function that I actually really liked, and this was pretty much the only thing I used it for. It's not even a thing, but it would automatically summon an aquatic-themed pet when you started fishing. You could turn that on. So I would start fishing, and it would pull out, like, a crocodile or a frog or some other, you know, a fish. It would pull out a fishing-themed pet while you were out fishing. I thought that was really cute. Still going for toys, Fish Friends rep, guys. Yeah, that's kind of on the list. When I did my fishing, I watched you in the background to pass time. I feel bad for you since you can't watch yourself. This is kind of like the co-reverse version of that, though, because we can, you know, I can chat with you guys. Although I do occasionally. I don't, like, super watch myself. I'll check the stream when I put up the VoD to make sure there's nothing, like, horribly wrong with the audio or the video. I'll, like, skip through it. But every now and then, I'll skip through it to a point, and I'll hear myself talking about something, and I have no memory of talking about it. And this happens more often than not. I'll have no memory of whatever it was I was talking about, and I'll be like listening to myself have these thoughts and be like, those sound like something I would say. I don't remember doing that. And that happens a lot for streams. So sometimes I do watch them just because I don't really remember. Like a recent stream, it's very weird. Uber inventory has not been updated. So happy I got Void Elves and Light Forge at the same time. Grats! When you're on that high school life, but it's summer breaks, you can play WoW 15 hours a day because you got nothing to worry about. Those were the days. Although, I don't think anybody ever let me play 15 hours a day. I feel like my mom would have made me go outside. Or somebody. I don't know if I ever had binges that long. How you doing to get the 100 rep mount in BFA? Oh boy. Oh boy. That is the only real problem with my plan of switching mains without race changing. Is this character has all sorts of reputations. Not all of them, but she's got a good handful of them. We're sitting on like... Here, after I've fished up this thing, I will help with that dude, and then I will fish up the thing, help with that dude. So, for reputations, we're looking at... I'm at 64. I'm at 64 on this character. How many do I need? You said 100? If you're planning on doing Fisher Friends, I'd recommend holding off and buying the bobber crates. You can fish them up randomly doing Fisher Friends sometimes. Oh, true. True. Are you sure you can fish up the ones that Margoth sells? Because I know that there are randomly dropped bobber crates that are not the ones that he sells. Like, the fishing crates, like the cat and the ones that he sells is the Murloc and then the Squeaky Duck. But the other ones, like the cat and the worms and the Pepe, those are the drop ones. So I don't think that the ones that he sells can also drop. I don't think they can. I'm not 100%, but I'm like 94%. Pulled out the Crawdad Grass. That one's really rare. So happy to catch you live. It's very late in Italy. I'm not in Italy, but it's still probably late there. I would imagine it is quite late in Italy. Watching your health ad. My health ad. Thanks for your helpful vids. Thanks for watching them, Slipweasel. Are they gonna make reps account wide? No. I wish they would. That would be bomb. I really wish they would. I don't think they're going to. They don't have any plans to at this time. Parked a tune near each Warbringer spawn point. I still got one more toy to farm in Pandaria. The Eternal Warrior Sigil is 0 of 37. Ooh. Oof. I'm 0 of 16 or 17 right now on the Bottled Tornado, so I almost feel you, but 37 is rough. Have you run across the Lost Mail recently? I have not, and that's purely because I already finished Postmaster, so I don't look. I don't look at all. It's quite possible that it's up a lot, I just wouldn't notice. Didn't even know there were that many in the game. If there aren't now, there would be in BFA, but I definitely am nowhere close to 100. What's the mount? What's the mount for that? I haven't seen it. Looks just like the Dark Phoenix. Not worth it if you're not a completionist. I would not call myself a completionist. I have completionist tendencies in some games, but I don't think I'm really committed enough to see it through. And I try and complete some things, but for the most part, I go for something if it's something that I want. So I'm not doing toys because I want to have every toy. I'm doing toys because I want the 400 toy meta pet. That's why I'm doing it. So yeah, for mounts, if I don't really want the mount, I'm probably not going to do it, but, you know, they're probably going to add, like, a meta achievement for get 500 mounts and get, like, a rainbow puppy with, you know, fish arms, and I'm going to be like, wow, I need a rainbow puppy with fish arms. I got to collect mounts now. It's just looking into my future. Wish you could transmog the fishing rod. You can currently get 92 exalted, excluding Old Zandalari and Shinlar. 92, okay. Yeah, I'm nowhere close. I wish I still had summer break, but freedom never rests. Do you have the sea turtle mount? I have both sea turtle mounts. I have the TCG sea turtle, and I also have the Northrend sea turtle. I have turtles all the way down. Gotta run, do work things, catch up in the VoD. See you later, Mishka Bear. Inquiring minds want to know, do Fisher Friends count to that and the Tiller people? I would also like to know that. I don't know. If anybody knows, please fill me in. My guild name is Completionist. Love my elemental, so cute. The Katie stamp whistle toy is so gosh darn useful. It's just the best. I have it on my bar right about here. Like, I have it on this sort of bottom right bar on all of my characters. And it, like, all of my characters that I've logged into recently. And if it's not on one of them, I've been putting it there because it is so handy to just pull up a mailbox. I'm not an engineer. I don't I've never particularly enjoyed engineering. I've run it a couple times because I've leveled pretty much every profession at some point in my life. But engineering was always one of those ones, especially back in the day when you used to have to level professions from the bottom up, like through all of the old expansions worth of stuff. It was so much gold for stuff that was absolutely useless. Like, so much trash, so much garbage in your bags to make stuff that you really just needed one of. Like, you were never really making consumables that you actually needed to have handy, so no, engineering never really was my thing. And and for that reason, I never really had a mailbox on call, so the Katie Stamp Whistle toy is pretty awesome. Any news on Underlight Angler we're working BFA? No recent news. Most recent thing is still, as far as I know, the what Ion said in the it was a dev Q&A. It was a dev Q&A stream. Is Hazel recruiting to her guild? No, I am not. I need a rainbow puppy with fish arms. 1 million for the chicken. Yes, but did you know that you don't need to spend the million? You just need to have it with you. You get to keep your million. He just once you have it on that character, he will talk to you and he will give you his egg. You don't have to spend 1 million on it. I was very mad. Well, not very mad. I was breathing a heavy sigh of resignment to having to make an extra million for this chicken that's very important to me, until I realized you don't have to spend the million, you just have to have it on you. Next Gen GeForce incoming soon. Too bad they scrubbed the leak from Hot Chip's conference website. If AMD would put out a card that's competitive with like the 1080 Ti or whatever the new version of that's gonna be, I'd be down. I just don't, there just isn't, or at least not that I know of. The best friend reputations do not count. Bummer. In Northern New York, there's a bug with the Celestial rep. My human paladin got a rep regressed, and I have the Exalted Met to prove my rep. Attempted to do AC rep daily, didn't help. Oh, that's weird. That's just bizarre. I was feeling down, but found Hazel streaming. Welcome to the dream. Welcome to the stream, Lucid Dreamin'. Were you trying to make me rap? Is that like the point of like the rhyming message in the name, or was that a coincidence? First time I got to one of your streams, leveling up my mage in the meantime. I am so pumped on mages right now just because I'm having such a good time just porting wherever I want to go on my toy farming mage. It's just so handy. I should limit how much I let myself do it, because I don't want to get so spoiled that I log back on my priest and go, well, you know, what's the point of this? I have to fly places. I have to go in between various portals. Humph, you know. Drinking game. Anytime Hazel fishes a silver mackerel drink. Anyone running into issues with YouTube audio, video not syncing after a while? I don't think it's a stream issue. I can refresh. Any ideas? Haven't seen that myself. Did actually see something like that in a recent stream VoD, but I kind of assumed it was just a side effect of my laptop absolutely dying. Wouldn't be surprised, and if that is the case, there's nothing we can really do about it aside from just kind of hoping that YouTube fixes it. That seems to be my plan for most YouTube problems, and it's been working so far. Support is very useless, and they can't really do anything to help you, but they usually catch on to problems pretty quick, and they fix them as soon as they can, with the exception of stuff that just, like, I guess they deem not that important, like live chat replay being broken if you edit a stream VOD, stuff like that. Hi Hazel, what's today's stream? Today, we are fishing for drowned mana we're collecting toys basically. We're doing some fishing stuff. I did do some, we're 61. I did do some, some world quests. I did some Kirin emissaries to try and get the Khadgar head thing that I still don't have. Didn't work out. So now we're fishing because I will get 100 drowned mana and get the Squeaky Duck. It's not an RNG thing. It's happening. It's happening. I don't have to spend the million, means that can go towards the 5 million amount. Exactly. And once you have your rep sorted out, like once you have the main rep exalted, that 5 million mount, I have been told, is only going to cost you 4 million gold. So it's not actually all that bad. Why am I watching a stream at 1:33 a.m.? When will I go to sleep at a regular time? I hope you get your schedule sorted out. It can be just, like, I've in the last month or so, I've had times when I've been absolutely on point with my sleep schedule. You know, getting ready for bed at 10, being asleep by 11, getting up at 7:30. Beautiful, perfect, exactly the right amount of sleep, and doing it at the same time every night just like gives me new life. And then all of a sudden something happens, like I decide I really need to finish leveling on beta, and I stay up until 4:30 in the morning, and then everything's ruined for like a week. And even when I've had enough sleep, it just doesn't feel the same. Like when you have it happening at the same time, the worst part, the real killer, is when you sleep it on weekends. Like you have your schedule set up, you're sleeping at the same time every day, you're getting your 8 or 9 hours or however much you need every day, and you're doing great. And then, you know, Saturday comes along, you go to bed at the same time, but you wake up and you're like, man, it's Saturday, I can sleep for an extra hour. Or like Sunday comes along and you decide that you want a Sunday afternoon nap. And by you, I mean me, because this is my life. And then I end up sleeping extra on weekends, and I can very often mess up my routine like that. And even though the extra sleep feels great and I just tell myself I'm catching up, I didn't really need it, and it usually makes me feel worse overall. And it's so hard to not do it. So hard not to do it. But 2.5 million, I guess I need to stop spending gold in transmogs for a bit. There's gonna be so many cool things to get in BFA transmog-wise that you should just be able to farm. Do you find it strange that you get 880 gear from time walking? Seems like a really easy way to gear without the fuss. Not really, because you can get 910 gear from Argus pretty easily, and you can also get the 880, I don't remember what it's called, but there's like the 880 gear that you get from Argus, the BOA stuff. I kind of had enough of a stockpile of that I didn't really, I do have some spots of gear missing on my Warlock that I've recently leveled, so maybe that is something I should do, but depending on the group that you run into, time walking can sometimes be some fuss. Hazel, I am hunting the Arctic Fox kit to finish my Northern Safari. Any tips? Well, as I'm sure you know, it has to be snowing for the Arctic Fox to spawn in the Storm Peaks. So you can try realm hopping. That is difficult to do because you'll need to hop to the realm of somebody that is in Storm Peaks. Not that many people listing groups out there. Aside from that, park character out there. Check it every time you log on, check it every time you log off, and if it's snowing, then you should be able to go find them. They are quite populous, plentiful around. They're everywhere when it's snowing, but you just gotta find it snowing, and it can take a long time sometimes. It doesn't snow very often, and there's no way to look it up because it is on a live server basis. How does someone learn how to do fishing? You want to see a fishing trainer. There are fishing trainers in pretty much every major city. If you talk to a guard, you can have them tell you where to find pretty much everything, and fishing trainers are one of those people. Talk to them, give them a little bit of silver, and then you will, in your professions tab, so hit P to open up your spellbook. There's a professions tab at the bottom here, and you're going to have a button here. So this is your fishing button. You drag that to your bar. I have put it on my 3 key here, which is on my mouse. Press that button when you're in front of water. This will happen, and you can mouse over the bobber, and as soon as you have it, there's a sound cue, and it'll actually dip, and you can kind of see it on mine. I have the worms out here. A little easier to see when there's not like 30 other people fishing, but when it dips, right click on it, that will loot the thing, and congratulations, you are now fishing. What do you think of the benefit of streaming on YouTube over Twitch? I have a video going over all of those things. Arctic Fox kit, pain to get. It is absolutely a pain to get. Don't feel bad if it's taking you a while. That one's just kind of rough. How is everyone getting millions of gold? Still haven't gotten to 100k after months. For me, order hall missions and world quests with follower items. Those two things. And then just like selling stuff that I pick up. So I have herbalism, I pick up a couple herbs. You know, do a little fellow work, kill some stuff for some bacon. Trading Bloods of Sargeras for stuff. I have a couple of videos that go over how to make Golden Legion, and pretty much everything that I do is in those. And I always try and pick things that fit into my everyday WoW schedule. I rarely log on with the express intent of making gold. I always try and find goals that will overlap. So, for example, I'm looking for the Valorhar Stormwing, which means that I need to farm a lot of Storm Valorhar rep. So I am out there doing Valorhar dailies, and while I'm out there, you know, every daily on this character is giving me 150 gold per daily because I have a follower who is all kitted out with Infinite Fury, Potion Triton, Touch of Wonder. These two on the other end are pretty hard to get, but, you know, once you get a hold of them, they're great. 150 gold per world quest. Some of the world quests themselves will give me gold. And then maybe a world quest gives me some Bloods of Sargeras. Each one of those is worth usually about 100-ish gold, because you can trade them for, I think Arcana is the most stable right now, because everything else is falling, but enchants are still kind of useful. So I can get 10 gold per Arcana, so 100 gold per Blood of Sargeras. And that's a good way to farm some gold. Also, while you're out there doing that, you're also going to be getting order resources, which is what you need to be running those running those gold missions constantly, which, like, for example, that mission right there, in about 3.5 hours, 4 hours, I'm going to get, like, 4,000 gold-ish? 5,000? I thought the 5 million gold wasn't tied to a rep. Checked last night, said it wasn't Wowhead, so instead of making a beeline for the vendor when I get to Zandalar, I'll be grinding that rep. Exactly, yeah. You should be able to save a full 1,000,000 gold by just waiting until that rep is done, and from the sounds of it, it's one of those reps that you're going to be getting done anyways, just like one of the World Quest reps. Here in Legion, should note that I haven't tested that yet. I don't know exactly which one it is, but I haven't seen any crazy weird rep grinds so far. Okay, I am going to try and catch up. I also need to, hang on, drink some water. Mission tables, a gold mine, literally. The bear is sticking with honey. I got 100k for farming. We're running around. That's a macro for 2 hours. Watching a stream, it's really easy nowadays. It's pronounced Valyar, not Valahar. I'm so stuck in my ways at this point. You're probably right. I'm probably just not going to change. Missions give 2k. Will Draenor be forever alone? Yeah, for the most part. You know, you still go back if you need, like, a mount or a toy or a pet or whatever. There are reasons to go back. There's just not, oh, many of them. Oh, I have 100. I have 100. I am good. I am done with this particular thing anyways. So, Margos, sup, my dude, my boy, my broski. Hit me up with that, and then that is a new toy. We can use the Squeaky Duck while we are continuing to fish, which we are going to go do out somewhere. So, who is the fisher friend today? Find a group. Fisher friend. How do I find it? Fishing. Alright, so it's Rene in Valshara. So I have only started. These don't count towards metas anyway, so it's not going to really matter. I have only started the Asuna one on this character, because that's what I needed for the shark pet. So I don't see any reason why I can't go do this on my Void Elf. I don't see a good reason why I would go do it on my Void Elf, but I don't see why I can't, so. Maybe I get on my Void Elf and I go to Valshara and do some fishing. Don't see why not. You can do it on the app. I often get 30k with the app without even getting out of bed. Your favorite role in a raid or dungeon? So, in raids, absolutely 100% indisputably ranged DPS. Not melee DPS, always ranged DPS. I am not responsible enough to tank. I am too... I get bored if I'm healing. I get really bored if I'm healing in raids. Raid healing just tires me to death. But if I'm in a dungeon, I will still enjoy DPSing in dungeon, especially if I'm with my friends and I'm competing against somebody to try and do a bunch of damage. But, I prefer healing in dungeons, especially leveling dungeons. If I'm leveling a character and I can heal through the dungeons, I typically do that. You know a good way to get the item that starts the Foxmat quest? If I did, I would have one. The only ways I know are basically, you know, the normal ways. Like, if there's a Nightfallen Emissary, do that in as many characters as you have. Do the Withered Army training every 3 days on as many characters as you have. And, that's kind of it. Those are the big ones. Those are the important ones. I don't actually know where Keeper Rene is. I'm guessing I'm gonna fly to Valshara, and then I'm gonna join the group, and I'm just gonna fly to where all the dots on the map are. Sure, the reps don't count towards your total, the half-filled pandas do. Somebody said in stream earlier that they didn't, and that's the only real piece of info I'm going off of. Flabby, my son, named a butterfly in the backyard after you? Oh, that's awesome. I asked my boyfriend what he would think of a Draenor Part 2 expansion. His response was, please, no. Let's see here. Favorite role in raid? Cinnamon. Should do it in the Void Elf. So many things to do in WoW nowadays. Can't decide what to do next. Yeah, the decision paralysis is a real thing. Sometimes I get, like, I can't pick a thing, and then I just do none of the above. I just, like, walk away and, you know, go do something else. You can easily get another artifact pull. I can get another artifact pull. Easily? Easily? I don't know about easily. Where are we at that? We did start it. I have started it. So in this particular Bigger fish to fry. Yeah, so in this particular character, I have caught all of the Suramar ones, and then I have started on the Asuna ones, and that's kind of as far as we got. Am I gonna get the, I don't know if I am, but am I gonna get the rare, am I gonna get a chance to get the, I don't think I'll get the rare stuff for Valshura while I'm doing this. Like, you can't double up on the Fisher Friends and the artifact grind, can you? I haven't tried. I guess we're gonna find out. I don't think you can. Thank you for your amazing videos. Thanks, Robert. I appreciate you watching them. She's right outside Lorelitha. Oh, awesome. That means that I have flown to the right place. Pre-made. I did at one point know where she was because I put the map locations on a, alright, Rene 37. That's the group that you want to be part of. Let's go ahead and, oh yeah, she's really right here. And make sure I have my fishing over here. So I do have 800 fishing, so there's that. I don't know if it really matters. Wow, this is a little tight over here. I want to use my, oh yeah, I said I would use my new Squeaky Ducks, and that is exactly what we're gonna do. Squeaky Ducks. So what do you get for Rene? I forget. Again, I made a video guide detailing the exact rewards and locations of each of these people, but it was a while ago, you know, it's been a minute. I don't always retain all the information. It's like when you do a project in high school on Mesopotamia, and then you grow up and you're like, what happened in Mesopotamia? I really need to know. Let's see. Just noticed your hair is purple again, like you said you would in the baking stream. I did, in fact, repurple it. And it will, of course, de-purple over time. But, so, I'm allowed to attack this, right? I remember when this first came out, they would go, don't hit it! Don't hit it! You know, we don't want its health to scale up. But I think maybe now we're in a situation where it's, people have enough damage to just kind of kill it really quickly. It doesn't look like it's taking as long as they used to take to kill. What was actually bad about Draenor? I started playing WoW during that expansion. I thought it was okay. The content was fine. The raids were fine. Even the PvP wasn't too bad. The problem was there was not enough content. They basically dropped an entire major content patch. Like, so the expansion came out, and that was great. And then the first patch, I'm gonna have a hard time remembering exactly when each thing came out. The short version of it is that one of the major, air quotes, major content patches was basically the infamous selfie camera patch, where they added the selfie camera, Twitter integration, which were two fairly mocked features. I mean, I use both of them, but still. They added the selfie camera and Twitter integration, and not a whole lot else. Like, there was no raid tier, there was no new zone. It was very minimal content, and that was like, that wasn't a 0.5 patch, that was a 0.1 or a 0.2 patch. And then Tanan Jungle was really the only major patch. We were basically short a tier in that expansion, and people were kind of mad about warlords already. And then the garrisons were kind of controversial because everybody was like in the garrisons. The actual garrison gameplay was an interesting concept, but the end result of it after you'd already had everything set up was just like a whole bunch of clicking with Garrison Mission Manager. So it wasn't getting very good feedback, and they kind of moved on into developing Legion before Warlords was really finished. So it had a weird story, didn't have a whole lot to do, and just wasn't enough content. You can double up. They sell the base using the different Fisher Friend tokens. Okay. But I'm still going to need to use, like, am I going to have enough, like, hang on, how does this work? Like, right now, I'm fishing, and I'm fishing up corrupted globules. I can fish them up to 100. I need to turn those into her to rep up, right? And then I need to fish more of them to buy my thing. So, isn't there going to be a point at which I'm done? And then while I could buy their... Oh, yeah, that's right. I guess you can... It wouldn't be a bad idea to fish up enough to buy the things. Yeah, I guess I could see it. But it's not... It's like, I'm not getting progress on that at the same time. Like, I get my globule and I have to choose, do I use this for rep, which I have to? Do I use this to buy my toy? Or do I use this for lures? I don't get to double duty on that. I could fish up more of them. And that's probably a good idea. Who won the Peloponnesian War? I pre-ordered the Before the Storm audiobook. Do you plan on reading it? This will be my first WoW book, but I'm hoping this will make me feel more connected to this X-Back. I wasn't planning on reading it, but you're right, that is a really good reason to do it, so maybe I should. That was the reason why I had the Shattering book, was because pre-Cataclysm, I was so stoked so hyped for Cataclysm. The pre-Cataclysm beta coverage was like a golden era of YouTube. I wasn't making YouTube videos back then, but that was a golden era of YouTube videos. I was so excited, and like there were so many cool things that they added in Cata. That was just such an exciting time. And I bought the book. I bought it in hardcover because that was back before I used to buy books digitally. I bought a hardcover of that book because I was just so excited about, and I wanted to get more connected to the story. It was exactly the same thing. And I feel like it worked. I felt like I had a better understanding of what was going on of what was going on. Maybe I should. The selfie camera patch. If you get the special bait for the fishing rod, you can double dip. Okay. So I do, so what I should do is, I'm confused. Not because it's confusing, but because it's just going to take me a minute. Where's the lady? Where is she? Where's the actual keeper Rene? Where are you at? Oh, there she is. So let me see. She will sell me for 25, 10, 25, 25. So I would need 85 for that. I'm gonna need 100 for that, but I need to be best friends. I need to be good friends. Friend, buddy, friend, good friend. Okay. So before anything else, we're gonna need to rep up with her, and that's gonna take a while. So I guess we're just gonna sit here and fish for probably the rest of the stream. Use arcane lures to get the special lures. I'm not really worried about the special lures for the most part. Like, they seem to have a perfectly good drop rate even without the arcane lure or buying them. Getting the bait was never really the hard part. It was just a matter of finding the time to get out there and get it. Although, as I say that, I am actually having issues getting one or two of the ones in as soon as. So perhaps I should take advantage of either the arcane lure or this method for getting the extra bait that I need for the Asuna fish. You reckon we can get Nobble to read it for us? There may be some copyright issues with just verbatim reading a published book in any kind of a video. I don't think you're allowed to do that, especially not when they're trying to sell an audiobook. I feel like there is a line and that crosses it. Must be a fishing thing this weekend. This is just kind of what we wound up doing. This is one of the things that I've been meaning to do before BFA anyways. And I didn't really have anything else super exciting queued up for this stream. I do need to do some beta, actually, and try to see if there's any world quests that offer gear upgrades, because the item level required to run random heroics in BFA is 305. And I'm at like 280-something, 270-something even, because I just finished leveling. So I need to get my item level up before I can do heroics. But I also don't want to do any BFA beta on this particular live stream, because the Friday stream we try to keep mostly spoiler-free as far as like actual storyline and questing and beta streaming goes. Do you fish for the gold? Not anymore. Right now is not a good time to fish for gold. You're not going to get all that much of it. The prices have really kind of dropped off. Back earlier, a couple patches ago, I did spend quite a bit of time fishing just for the sheer gold of it, because it's just it's not necessarily the best way to make gold. Could you get your... I'm trying not to click on it and like mount up. That's a really frustrating place for it to be. There we go. It's not so much that it's the best way to make gold. It's just, I think, one of the most relaxing, especially the satisfaction of having your underlight angler all set up and fishing in an area where you're getting those instant, like those big barrel pull-ups. Like, those are really satisfying feeling to get. So I definitely, like, my favorite spot, after I pull up this next one, I'll show you. My favorite spot back when they used to be worth more gold was out here in High Mountain, this area here. I would go to this flight point, I would just go up around this whole river, down here a little bit. That was my spot, and I would fish High Mountain salmon there, and it was just a really enjoyable, relaxing place to be. How is the auction house mount fund? Still sitting at about 1.7 mil gold, creeping up at 1.8 mil. I have not really. I need to make a plan. You know what this needs is a real good spreadsheet or PowerPoint. Like, you know that your plan is solid when you started branching out to alternate types of documents aside from just a Word document. Get a good mind map, get a good gold making mind map plan going. But it's not. It is something I really want to do, but I need to get my video making life under control and get some content out. Because now is the time to be doing it. Now's the time to be doing it. Will you do a stream for charity? I've never done that before, and I've never spoken with the people that organize that kind of thing. So I'm not quite sure how it works. The Friday stream is mostly for viewers to... Need to get the pole? Same. I mean, I have it on my other priest, but I would really like it on this priest. I am the Draenei Paladin fishing next to you. I'm got a little party going on here. It's a good place to be. It is an open group, mind. This isn't my group, and we are almost full, but as people leave, if you guys want to come fish, you're welcome to. I use that spot as well. One fish that still holds up value is the albino cave fish used for the Vital Sands. They sell really slow. Yeah, there's always a couple of things that will have a pretty good value. One thing I was really surprised about gold making wise, actually. So I'm on an RP realm, on a different character, like the character that I boosted. Killing rares and Miss of Pandaria to farm for toys. And every now and then, one of them will drop a Treasures of the Veil, and that contains a bunch of mop crafting mats. You know, you can get some wind wool, you get some petroleum ore, you get some ghost iron ore, a bunch of herbs, whatever. Motes of Harmony, good stuff. On this server, I would just vendor it. Like, I've tried to sell that stuff before, it doesn't sell, and when it does sell, it sells for like nothing. It's not even worth it. But I figured, you know, what the heck, I'm just gonna post it. I don't have any gold in this other realm anyways. You know, I'd like to keep enough on hand to, at the very least, you know, go to the barber shop, keep up with my transmog if I decide to look different, that kind of thing. So I posted all. And I posted it whatever it's going for, which seems a little bit high. And it all sells, like, within a day. I don't know what people are doing on RP realms, but apparently they're buying mop mats. And it's great. Because it's not a ton of gold, but I've made it, like, in a week or so of farming old mop rares on that realm, I think I made about 8k. Not a whole lot of gold, but, you know, I haven't put a whole lot of time into it. And if you know, you can kind of, in a roundabout way, move gold between servers by buying a valuable and easy to sell battle pet, or a bunch of them, and then learning them to your journal, caging them on your target realm, and then selling them. It's a roundabout way to move gold. You might lose some gold, you might make some gold. Some people I know actually exclusively make gold by doing that. Like, they'll buy a pet on a realm, and then go to a realm where that pet has a higher value and sell it, and then take that gold, and just keep moving things around like that. You can actually make gold out of basically nothing by just selling things on the correct realm. But that takes a lot of patience. It takes a lot of changing realms in your UI, and I've never bothered. What was I talking about? You can become the richest player in early Legion selling Fjornskoggle, even if most people can't pronounce it. Yeah, Fjornskoggle and then Foxflower were really good for me. Basically, those two herbs were kind of my go-tos. On RP realms, mats stay relevant because people make transmog. Yeah, but like the ore, I guess people like doing blacksmith. Yeah, that would make sense. I was pleasantly surprised. It was nice. I sell all kind of stuff on Moonguard. Good evening, Hazel. Do you RP with viewers or just regular friends? I don't really RP with anybody. It's decent for making gold if you're not into a rush. I've always kind of enjoyed the more laid-back methods of making gold, but definitely not the fastest way to do it. So how are we doing on, we're sitting on 100, oh, I'm full. How long have I been full for? Yee! Ah! Wait, can I put those in a bar? No, I can't put them on a bar because they're not usable. Drat. Looks like I found some of this disgusting lobby stuff that you wanted. Okay, so 100 of those got me 7,500 rep with her. We're still strangers. This is gonna take a while. I don't actually remember how much of this stuff you have to fish up. I hope I wasn't fishing for too long without catching any of it. People are collecting it in big clumps, like 3, 4, 2, 5 per cast. So this shouldn't be that bad of a grind. Pet sales are annoying because some people undercut by a ton because they don't know the market. Yeah, but because they sell so slowly, that can be really gross because if you buy all of the low ones out to reset the market, then you're sitting on like 6 of the same pet, and that's like 2 years worth because they don't, especially if it's a valuable pet. I definitely agree. That's a frustrating thing to do. You can put them on a bar if you create a hashtag show tooltip macro. Oh, so what would it be? Corrupted globules. So what would it be? Hashtag, hang on. Where's my thing? New. Oh, no fish heart. Wow, I'm getting confused. New. I've never done this before. Corrupted. Can I just put it there? save? Oh yeah, look at that. Cool. Wow, thanks for the tip. Now I can see how many are on my bars, but I have to keep my bags open. Not that I'm looking at my bars, but okay. Transmog market on RP Realms is real. I'm an Argent Dawn EU. I once sold a shirt for Tabard of the Lightbringer for 1 million gold. Wow. A 1 million gold sale is pretty impressive. There's not a whole lot of things that'll actually, like, there's a lot of things that are going to be valued at that much that people will post and just nobody will ever buy. But for the thing to actually move, that is so fun. Friends for fishing takes a long time. Ugh. The problem is that because it rotates every day, like, you want to sit down and do it in one day. Maybe I'll keep it on. Maybe I'll just do this because, I plan for after this. It's already 5. Normally I stop the stream here. I'm going to give it an extra like 15-20 minutes because I started late. And because I love you guys. And then I got to make dinner. I don't know what I'm making. Memorial Day really threw off my whole week's worth of groceries because the store was closed and I never actually did my meal planning this week, so I'm just kind of like guessing, like being like, well, I have this thing and I think I'm really running late. Anyways, I'll make dinner, maybe I'll order a pizza. And then 6 o'clock is the Seoul versus Florida Mayhem game. Watching that. That's happening. So maybe I can fish while I watch the game. Oh no, I need to draw while I watch the game. I am doing my best to keep up with Patreon drawings, but my best is woefully inadequate. Inadequate? I don't actually know how to pronounce that word. Woefully bad. I am not keeping up. I am trying. I'm almost, like, the thing that I want to finish today is the art that I'm mailing out tomorrow. I'm going to mail it out tomorrow, because my stamps should be here by then. I'm almost done, but I want to make it look, like, real good. But the actual backlog of, like, the individual art for Legendary Patron, I'm working through it. I'm getting, like, 1 or 2 done per month. And we're getting, like, more than that new requests every month with new patrons. So I need to change my schedule somehow to put more drawing time in, or just learn how to draw faster, because I'm not very fast when I draw, and I don't know when to put it down. It takes me, like I said, I do like 2 of them a month, and that's not enough. As a heads up on that note, I'm going to continue offering the same Patreon structure for the rest of the year, but 2019, next year, I am going to update it, and I'm no longer going to offer that first month personal art commission on the Legendary tier, because I just can't keep up with it. So I'm going to keep it open for the rest of the year. Know that if you do sign up, I'm horribly behind, and you could be waiting months before you get your personal art thing. But I'm starting to realize I just can't do it forever. What's for dinner, everyone? Like I said, I'm kind of thinking about ordering a pizza. If I was going to do that, I should probably do it now just because it takes a while to get here. And I would like to eat during the Soul game. That would be kind of cool. Although, like I said, I also have to draw. Run a poll. What Hazel will eat for dinner? 1 vote for pizza. One thing that grinds my teeth is when people put 2,000 cloth in the market, 1 piece at a time. That's always just like, that's always the worst. The really nice thing that I like to use for that is that if I'm buying something specific, if I'm looking for something specific, is I usually look with Auctionator, not TSM, not Auctioneer, Auctionator. That's what I use if I just have to sell one thing real quick, or if I am buying something. And Auctionator basically bypasses that problem by just showing you, this person is selling them at this price, this is how big the stack size is, you can spam click if you want to buy them all, or you can very easily see the next stack size and price. It's great. It should absolutely be default UI. I'm kind of shocked that it's not yet. Whew. Nachos, tacos. Sometimes it's intentional. Mm-hmm. I feel like I'm missing something in chat. I learned about that one from an old guide on winning the Stranglethorn fishing contest. I made a charcuterie board for husband and I, but he's working late. I'm not very familiar with those things, because as far as I know, it involves a lot of meat. I probably didn't even say it right, but it might be alright in the fridge. Maybe? Although, if he's working late, you might be just hungry. You might want to just eat. Man. I want your fresh bread. Can I come over? Can I come just, like, have some bread? I should make some. I have to stop adding on to the things that I want to do this weekend. I can't keep adding on to my list. I want to film the mail time this weekend. I'm planning on filming mail time this weekend, putting one out on Monday, so that's out there in the world, so now I have to do it. I need to clean my apartment. It's bad. There's a tax thing I need to take care of. There's the Patreon stuff, of course, and now with, I'm really super grateful for the amount of support that I get in Patreon. It's like the one thing that makes me confident that I can not only keep doing YouTube when they are still occasionally demonetizing my videos, but also, like, get upgrades like the PC that I'm gonna need, or that I do need, that I'm just waiting on. It's great, but, it's great, and we have so many entrants to the pet battle giveaway that I'm giving away a lot of pets, because I still continue to guarantee that you have a 1 in 10 chance of winning, so every 10 eligible participants, I add another pet to the giveaway. And it takes me now like 4.5 hours to get through the pet giveaway, because I have to go through and verify that everybody is still eligible. You know, if somebody's like taken down their pledge, I take them out of the list, and make sure everybody new is added in, and then choose the winners, then look up their pets, and then pick out one of their pets, and then like buy them, and then get it leveled, and then get it to their server. Like, the whole thing takes like almost a whole work day. And then the art mail load is kind of the same thing. So that's going to be tomorrow. So the Patreon stuff, mail time video, cleaning the apartment. I really want to go to the fish store and get some sand so that I can redo the substrate in his aquarium. I don't think he's really cutting his fins on the gravel, but he could be, and there's nothing else really sharp in there, so you never know. Gonna take out the gravel, put in the sand, probably do that this weekend. I would love to buy the shrimp while I'm out at the fish store, and that means I'm gonna be doing like the nice Derpa climate and being really excited about the new shrimpy dudes. And yeah, busy weekends. I need to stop saying that I'm gonna do more stuff. I always plan way too many things for a weekend, and they never all get finished. Absolutely never. 0% of the time. Bread, meat, and cheese. It's an adult Lunchable. First time watching, trying to unlock Void Elves. It'll be so worth it once you're done. They're so fun. Hero told me to come here and demand PvP pet battle videos. He has an extra right to demand that because we filmed a PvP pet battle video together that I still have not put out. It's in the vault. It's not ready, but you know, there's footage in the vault. It'll be around. I need an adult. Can we join even if we're on EU? The fishing group? No. This is NA, so you can't get into this fishing group from EU. For the pet giveaway and the Patreon art, absolutely. I ship Patreon art all over the world, and I do the pet giveaway on EU as well. I think you may have had the best idea for my fish's fins. I'm kind of in that frustrated point in my life with my fish where I'm trying everything because he's still incurring new fin damage every couple of days despite me trying. Like, it's a sponge filter. It's not his filter. It's not his water quality. It's not fin rot. We're doing daily water changes. We're still doing daily water changes. He has lots of places to hide. His behavior's good. His eating's good. His decorations that were in there before, I had sanded them down with sandpaper. They all kind of passed the test. They weren't sharp, but I've still taken them out anyways. Definitely no plastic plants. Not even silk plants anymore, because some of those did have plastic parts. Real plants only. My next step is that because I had the real plants glued to the driftwood before, the glue is aquarium safe, but I've noticed when I actually pulled them off that bits of the glue were actually a little bit sharp. They would have grown over, but now that I pulled them off, they're kind of like, there's a little bits of sharp glue on the roots. So tonight probably, or tomorrow, I'm going to go through and pull all those out and go through with some scissors and trim out any parts of the glue that are still there. And then trading out the gravel for sand. I ordered, and they should be here today actually, some coconut shell hides to use instead of a decoration, because those are going to be easier to sand and they should already come pre-sanded. Because he needs to have a cave, you know, little buddy needs to have a cave. I have had a horrible problem with mine. I've done most everything I could have thought of to keep his fins great. That is my life now, Roman. I super, super relate. And it's so hard because I care about him so much. He's such a good fish, but he's just, it's so hard to keep them in good shape. I don't know if I'm ever going, like, it might be just because I have a very active bed, and you might have the same thing, where he's just like, he's constantly swimming, he's constantly super active, super excited, not really agitated anymore. He's not flaring at the glass or anything, he's not flaring his gills, but he's just, you know, he's always doing something to them. And it just feels impossible to keep him from ripping them. And as long as he is ripping them, I have to keep up with daily water changes because otherwise they do get infected. I've seen it. And I can't do that forever. I mean, I guess I can do that forever, but I would really like to get to a point where they're actually better. So we're rubber rooming that aquarium. We are ultra super safing it. with nothing but live plant, sand, and a sanded coconut shell. And if he's still damaging his fins, then he's biting them, and then there's nothing I can do about that. Absolutely nothing. I've been demanding PvP videos for a hot minute. Get in line. Big surprise. Assassin's Creed number 9001. I have never really played an Assassin's Creed game. I remember back in, like, years ago, I was kind of vaguely interested in Black Flag. And I know that because I put it on my Steam wish list, and every time it goes on sale, every time it goes on sale, I get an email from Steam being like, hey, do you want to buy Black Flag? I'm like, no. Kind of over that now. I just haven't taken you off my Steam wish list yet. It's a good thing I didn't buy it, because it would have made me super motion sick. Most first-person games that aren't Blizzard titles do. But it still pops up every now and then. It was like a month. Was it a month ago? It may get more edge than that before it comes out. It's not that I don't care. The pet giveaway is a Patreon thing. That is a paywall thing. That is a $5 a month crowdfunding kind of thing. It's just like a perk for my supporters there. Your video on how to unlock allied races faster helped me drastically. Almost remembered with Argus, getting there slowly but surely. Argus, like Argusian Reach, you looking for Void Elves? Void Elves are cool. I am playing a Void Elf myself. The Heritage Armor. This isn't all Heritage Armor. This is like Heritage top with a skirt and then like a shirt under it, but like using the gloves but not the helmet. Super happy with it. Also, I have 100. I have 100. Ooh, ooh, ooh. You guys gotta yell at me. Although there's so much stream delay that I don't know if it would work. But here, take all of them. So that brings me up to, so we're now pals. So what is it? Stranger, pal, buddy, friend, good friend, best friend? Like, how many of these are there? This is quite a grind. She's too busy fishing. You have a PvP collab. It's a pet PvP collab. He helped me put together teams for Family Brawler. So I have like an hour and a half of footage, maybe more than that actually, of us talking about pet teams and queuing them and going through that whole process. Hazel just needs to edit it together. Indian almond leaf. Yep, I do have those and I do use them sometimes. Determines the water brownish, it's supposed to be healthy. That did help quite a bit. If you do use the little ones, you need to use quite a few of them. But basically, you put a bunch of those in there. It'll turn the water, like, brown. I don't have any right now, because his fin rot seems to be better. It's just... he just keeps breaking them on something. Hopefully we can fix that soon. I was thinking, I was actually considering, so when I was tearing down his tank, because the piece of wood that used to be in there, I actually really liked it. It was Mopani wood. I had sanded it. It was a really pretty attractive piece. It had 2 colors, had a lot of character to it. The plants were doing great with it. And it's safe for like 99% at fish. It's just because he has long fins and because he's everywhere in the tank and because his fins are just really delicate that he was... I don't even know if he was damaging them on that. It's just a possibility, so I took it out. But I was thinking about like, well, if I'm going to change the substrate anyways, what if I just set up a new tank with the sand and new plants for Fleta? And then with that tank, what if I put a dwarf puffer in there? Because I've been dying for new fish. Not letting myself set up a community tank just yet. And I was like, well, you know, I could keep a dwarf puffer in a 5-gallon. Then I could breed extra snails in the invert tank. And then I could have snails to feed him, and he could also, you know, I've already got the bloodworms, you know, we could do them as frozen foods and have a little dwarf puffer. But I talked myself out of it. Now is not the time for me to be going through adopting a new fish. Now is not the time. It's not like a fish doctor. From the sounds of my research, there's not really a fish doctor that's going to tell me anything that I haven't found already. There is medicine that you can use for healing fin rot. But his problem right now isn't fin rot. His fins are actually healing very clean. He has had some in the past, but they're healing very clean now. It's the problem is that he just keeps damaging them. I just need to keep them intact. Which is hard. Who got drunk off the silver mackerel drinking game? What are you drinking today? You have wine? Hoping anyone can help me understand the lore. What happens if we defeat N'Zoth? Well, you spelled it correctly. I couldn't tell you what's going to happen though. As far as I know, he's just kind of an ookie spooky guy going ookie spooky, but I'm not the lore guy. Oh man. One day I'm gonna put out a lore video and it's gonna be lore from my point of view and it's going to be the worst thing ever. Everyone's gonna unsub. I'm gonna have to go get a real job. Oh man, it's gonna be great. Never play Bloodborne with a drinking game where you drink whenever you die. You'll die and you'll get pretty mad about it. Bloodborne... I don't think Bloodborne was as tough as Dark Souls, but there was definitely some parts that were pretty frustrating. It was a fun game though. I really liked the weapon, like the weapon switching. I always use the... Oh, what was it called? It wasn't the whip. Not the whip. I forget. It's been a while. Waiting until Darkmoon Fair to grind rep for Light Forge and Void Elf. If I was smart, I would wait until Darkmoon Fair to grind this rep. I am not smart. Do you have a good flying brawler team? Probably, because I did do it. I did do it. I have footage of it. What did I use? If Hero is still here, he can help you out with that. I am incapable. Actually, you know what? I do have it, because I put them into my rematch. Flying brawler. I used these pets. I used 3 pets that all contained Call of Darkness and Nocturnal Strike. An owl, a hawk owl, and a dread hatchling. You could just use multiple owls or like add a crow or a raven or whatever. I used 3 Call of Darkness Nocturnal Strike pets. And that was the whole plan, is to throw down Call of Darkness and then Nocturnal Strike. That was it. That was my whole plan. That's how I got that achievement. Just noticed the fish cam. You got a problem with a fish cam? It's a great fish cam. Actually, it's a terrible fish cam right now. It doesn't look very good, but it will. It will. It's gonna, the new dream for Escape, now that I've discovered that I can't do it the way I wanted to. The new dream is kind of like a kelp foresty look, where we have lots of ferns, a little bit of moss in the back, but lots of ferns just kind of like all along the bottom layer, hopefully growing up to the top, so it's kind of like a kelp forest. I should never have to buy Java ferns again. They're all propagating like mad. I'm really happy with that. I'm so excited about them. So excited about aquarium plants. It's so much fun to grow them. Like, I get so excited every time I see them putting on a new leaf. Oh, I got... Hey! You can get bait! I'm not even using anything. You can get them. Awesome. Okay, so just for fun, this might be a bad idea, but if I use that now... I'm only at like 300 gold. If I use that now, am I going to be getting the fish from that? Or do I need to go fish, like, out of the way? We're gonna find out. The suspense is killing me. Is this going to give me the rare fish? It's not. Okay. Because I just put up that bait, I'm going to fly over just out of range. If I can find a pool. Are there pools here? There's a pool right here. That does increase my odds. Because while I have this bait active, I would really like to get at least one of that fish, because that's the progress that I need for the Underlight Angler. We'll head back and continue fishing there. Hopefully I don't get kicked from the group. We'll head back and continue fishing there in just a second. I just need one of whatever the fish that gives me. That's all. Just one. Hey, there we go. Turfin. And that got me my rotten fish bone. Hang on. So, in the meantime... Oh, no. Now I'm going to have to wait. I'm going to have to wait because that's one of the things that, like, spawns. So I guess I'll just stay here for a second. A minute. Or however long it takes. Don't kick me from the group. Oh, man. What if they kick me from the group and then I dephase? And then I'm not by my rotten fish bone anymore. Okay, now here's the druid. She's going to buff me. She's going to buff me. I'm going to not consume any more of that. Also, I think I just throw the Terrafin in because I don't need it right now. If you say there's no point in... Alright, so now we have cat's meow. That's what we need. So now we need the next one. Wow, this is great. See? You don't need arcane lures. Life just happens to you. I will catch up with chat in a minute. We're on a strict timer. It's important. Ancient Mosca. There we go. That's what we need. Okay, now we can head back. Woo! That was fun. It's the crow team. That is true. You could use crows. I was just feeling all special with my dread hatchling. Do you really think the 1 million gold pet is a good idea? I can imagine the tokens. So, you do not need, for the new chicken 1 million gold pet, you do not need to spend your 1 million gold. You have the 1 million gold, and I'm not saying this to be patronizing. I had the exact same misunderstanding like this morning. You don't need to spend the 1 million gold. Have it in your pockets, and then the chicken talks to you, and then he gives you the egg, and you have the pet. You don't have to spend it. He doesn't take your gold. You keep your gold. It's great. It's a really cool concept. Don't do what I did. I got tons of topical fish. Got a sturgeon to clean the tank. Oh no. Oh no. Angelfish and sturgeon ate everything else. Yeah, that'll happen. Sturgeon are really cool, but I've been kind of thinking about, like, if I'm still into fish in a couple of years when I hopefully have a house where I can keep big fish tanks. I've been trying to think of what I would like to have different types of fish. So, you know, for small fish, we've got our betta and maybe a pea puffer one day. And then I would want to have my small community tank, which I'm planning for a 20 long, with some tetras, some cories, 1 Bolivian ram, and 1 honey gourami. Little fish. Little itty-bitty dudes. But then I was thinking, well, I also would like to have a variety of fish and some bigger ones. So a big tank, 1 big tank is already set. I want shubunkin goldfish, and that's going to need to be like 100 gallon. maybe 150, like a big tank, because those are big long fin fish. They need a lot of swimming space. Big tank. And I was like, well, what if I got, and this is all theoretical. This is all completely theoretical because I'm just obsessed with planning fish right now. But, you know, there's other types of really cool big fish. It would be fun to have like one of those monster fish tanks where you have like, you know, you start with like, say, an Oscar. Big dude, kind of mean, a little destructive. Need some Oscar-proof, you know, tank equipment so he doesn't just like smash your heater or whatever. But like, that's a cool dude if you're taking care of him properly. And then you're like, well, if you already got like a huge tank to put a big Oscar in, you know, what else can you keep with him? Maybe you get like some Severum. Maybe you look at a Plecostomus. You know, you obviously do some research to make sure everything is safe together and nobody's going to try to eat anybody and get like spines stuck in their mouth or something. But like, it might be fun to do a big fish tank too. EU, a WoW token is over 300k. Ooh, yeah. Million gold, nothing next expansion anyways. I don't know if it's going to be nothing. I do think that we're going to see about as much inflation so that the 4 million gold Brontosaurus is going to be approximately equivalent to the 2 million gold spider mount. I think that those are going to be pretty close. Hard to say. There's definitely some inflation going on though. What is your idea of a dream home? Dream house for me would be 3 bedrooms, 2 baths, maybe 1.5 bath. And the reason for that is that we have our bedroom, and then I have my office, and then he can also have a space where he has like his computer set up and anything that he wants to display, like my husband, because right now he's kind of set up in our living room and it's fine because we never have company over, and it's like if I'm in here, he has privacy there anyways. But it'd be cool if he had a space and then I had a space. The 1.5 to 2 baths is just so that we can both brush our teeth at the same time. And then, you know, a little yard, maybe a medium yard. I don't need a ton of land because I don't have the energy to keep up with it. I don't need like a huge house or a huge kitchen or anything like that. That's just more room to clean. But, you know, a yard where I can keep a dog. I need the flooring to be stable enough, and like I need to be able to get into the basement to see where the supports are so that I know where to put my giant fish tank. You know, if you have like a 300-gallon fish tank, you got to be careful where you put that thing because it's going to weigh 3,000 pounds. You can very easily, like if you have a bad floor, you put it in a bad spot, you can very easily cause a lot of damage that way. So I can set up, you know, the aquariums that I want. I'd like to be able to decorate it a bit, nothing too expensive, but you know, have it all set up. I would love some smart lighting. I think with the colors would be really cool if you could have like different color setups so that I could like in my office, assuming that I'm still working from home and also relaxing at home, I could have like my like the room is purple if I'm working and the room is blue if I'm chilling, or you know, pick whatever colors you want. I think that would maybe help me. I don't know. If I really make it, maybe I set up 2 different desks. Like this is my work office / studio / recording room, and then I maybe have a desk somewhere else. And I'm like, well, this is where I hang out when I want to, you know, relax. Because right now, and I've heard the same thing from a lot of YouTubers. I'm going to turn in my stuff. I've heard the same thing from a lot of YouTubers that it's very common to have a hard time drawing boundaries between working and not working. You know, all of you, like it's the same space. It's the same space. It's the same environment. It's the same situation. So it's very hard to stop working. It's very hard to put it down. And on the reverse side of that, while you are working, it's also hard to be continually working because it's very easy to just log on and check something on WoW that I can't really call work, or, you know, it's very hard to draw lines between working and not working. So I don't know if the solution is colored lighting. I don't know if the solution is just better self-discipline. I don't know if it's having a separate desk. Some people go as far as to rent office space. I don't know what the solution is. I know it's not a problem that's just me though. I know that's not just me. Oh, I have a goo in my, I can summon a goo dude. It's just, I haven't needed to yet. Sturgeon is cool. He'll eat out of my hands, but he will eat anything and everything. Mm-hmm. The big fish are super, super cool. It's just a matter of keeping them in a situation where it's good for everybody involved. The rare fish bait you can use in this pool. This pool accesses all the waters in the zone, including coastal. Okay. Yeah, I got a little bit spooked when I like fished up once with the bait on and I didn't catch the rare fish because I thought I only caught the corrupted globules, so I was wondering if maybe that was like the only thing on the loot table. But if I can catch the rare fish, then that's good because I would love to be able to double up underlight angler farming with Fisher Friends if I'm gonna have to do Fisher Friends anyways. How do you have half a bath? Half bath usually just means it's a bathroom, but it doesn't necessarily have a bathtub. Sometimes they'll have a shower stall, and sometimes it'll just be like a sink and a toilet. Can't wait to ditch my main for Culture Druid. Inflation is WoW's new economy path. Inflation has been WoW's economy path for a long time. I don't think that's new. No shower or bathtub. Yeah, I guess it wouldn't have a shower stall either. How about a catio? A catio would have to be very, very closed off, like netted and everything, because my cat would get a hold of some birds. She's an indoor cat for her own safety and for my own peace of mind. And she's always been an indoor cat, so I don't feel too bad about it because she doesn't know what she's missing. But I don't really want her to, like, experience the glory of the outside world, because I get the feeling that she would really enjoy it, and if it was safe, then I would. But I don't want to be stressing, like, you know, there's a bunch of reasons why it's not safe, and I don't want to be stressing, like, in my area about my cat not coming home. Oh yeah, I can use my goo now. There we go. Goo. What was I gonna say? Yeah, so if she gets a taste of the outside, I'm gonna feel forever bad about keeping her inside, so I need to keep her as inside as possible. But yeah, a yard would be great for. I don't want to garden. Like I need some space to garden. Not a lot of space, but I want to plant some potatoes and some tomatoes and a couple trees. I have that Japanese maple tree that's just on my balcony, somehow still alive. Fishing makes a lot of money. Not really done it. Not really anymore. There are certain points in an expansion where it will. Because we're towards the end of the expansion, it's less profitable than it used to be. Fishing during Darkman fairs for dagger moths make a lot of money. That is absolutely true. I've actually done pretty well off that fairly recently. Oh, hey, there's a moss skill purchase skill right here. When I play WoW, I'm coding at the same time. When I'm coding, I play WoW. Hard to get things done this way. I set up 2 different computers. Problem fixed. Yeah. I do eventually want a second computer set up for, wait, where did everybody go? Why are we faced? There's some people here. I feel like we're missing a bunch of people. Did the leader leave? Confused. I've lost track of what I was about to say. Oh yeah, I do eventually want the second computer set up in the kitchen for the sake of running baking streams off of, but I don't know if I would be able to set that up as like a recreational PC because it's not going to really have like a desk per se. Love the new screen setup. Did you get your leaks fixed? In the apartment? Yeah. The bathroom situation is completely fixed now. I no longer have construction here. It's awesome. I am very relieved to not have people running through my apartment anymore. Whew, I gave my cat a taste of the outside on the balcony. She's turned into a monster. Tries to sneak off the balcony when you aren't looking. I'm afraid of that. So it is actually, I think I'm about to call it. It's about 5:30. I need to get some dinner together, or at the very least order a pizza before the solo game. Thank you guys very much for watching. I did put out a vlog right before I started the stream, so there is a new video out to watch, and then I'm planning on, like I said, mealtime on Monday, BFA videos next week, and I never remember what I'm supposed to say at the end of these. Thank you very much for watching. Shoutouts to everybody that's sponsored. And shout out to all of our new sponsors today. And also shout out to everybody in the chat. And everybody watching along after the fact. Appreciate all of you. Thank you very much for hanging out with me. And I hope that you guys have a wonderful, wonderful day. Bye.